worship of men. You know, of course, this isn't every single Black woman, but it is a concerning problem that I'm seeing more and more every day. Good morning, the Angry Black Woman podcast. It's something that I'm seeing more and more every day, and it is very concerning. Hey, Mrs. OG. So today that's what I wanted to talk about. Black women and their worship of men. Number one, pick meism and accepting the bare minimum is brainwashed and mentally beaten into Black women. Number two, Black women who support and stand for men who do not like them is insanity. Chris Brown is a perfect example of this. Number three, Black women making ugly men, respectfully, making ugly men, making bottom of the barrel men, making broke men, making men that don't have anything to offer society feel desirable is a problem. I know Young Thug has some money, but he's also a perfect example of an ugly man that has been empowered by low self-esteem having Black women. And that is a problem. That is a problem because Black women specifically, that society does not deem attractive or pretty or good looking or whatever, are men out there making them feel desirable? No, they're not. They're out there shaming them. And I want to know why Black women constantly and consistently do this. Number four, Black women and the perfect fantasy of interracial dating is also a trap. There are a lot of Black women that still have this desire to be a pick me, this desire to worship a man, and instead of funneling all of that adoration and insanity into Black men, they choose to pour it into non-Black men, and that is just as dangerous as Black men. And I would love for Black women to understand and recognize this, that other races of men can be and are just as dangerous as Black men, especially if you don't know what you're doing and you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Then lastly, number five, Black women have got to realize their power and their energy is being harvested. The majority of the world knows that Black women are desperate, that they are beat down and told that they are undesirable and have nothing to offer society, and they are extremely desperate. And there are people that take advantage of that because Black women in their desperation are willing to put anyone on a pedestal. And because of that, our energy is being harvested by everyone. And not just by Black men, not just by white T men, but by other Black women that see it as well. They're also using it to line their pockets. So these are the topics that I wanted to talk about today. And if anybody wants to talk about it, please send me a request to get in the box and I will add you up and we can have a conversation about this. Alrighty. Okay, I got one person in the box right now. Miss Gabrielle, love her. So we can get started, you guys, and hopefully more and more and more people come in as we have this conversation. And you guys can talk about whatever number you want or all of them. Hey, good morning, Gabrielle. How you doing, sister?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm so glad I caught this live because I definitely have a lot of thoughts about this prompt. I mean, I really do think I know I've mentioned this on, I think it was like the live yesterday, but when it comes to like, especially number three, like making ugly men feel desirable, I feel like after a certain point, like when you are like far enough into adulthood where you like you're I'm gonna say 25 and up because that's like where the points that studies show that like your prefrontal cortex is developed. I feel like if by that point onward, if you're still entertaining men of a certain caliber who are not of a certain tier, whether it's in looks, character, personality, life standing, at some point there is something about that energy that resonates with you. And I feel like that's something where it's like, you know, like I know you've mentioned on a lot of your lives, like unpacking stuff and doing the work on ourselves as women. And I think that's so important because I think when you have unpacked things and, do have like, like a healthy self esteem and like sense of self and discernment, I feel like you won't even, be a match for, low caliber men like Young Thug or whoever. I really don't know who that is, like seriously, but whoever he is, like that, like the fact that you feel that now, I'm not saying you obviously host, I'm just speaking you like colloquially, the fact that like for a woman to feel comfortable with a man like that and for that man to like vibe with that woman, that really does say something about the energies and the way that they're both moving through the world. And at some point, like I've mentioned this in other lives, I really do think people in most cases do date people who are similar to them on some level. And there, like I said, there have been studies that back this up that show that people that like tends to attract like in these relationships. I do think though that like number one and number two are sad because I mean, being a pick me in 2025 when you have like a bunch of men trying to like roll back the clock on women's rights, where like there was just this study that came out showing that there's like a massive gap between what like Gen Z men and Gen Z women want out of life. Like for women, even women who like across the political spectrum, it showed like women, Gen Z women, most of us prioritize things like career and financial stability. And then for the men, like the number one thing was having kids, and like the bottom thing was like emotional stability. So it's like being a pick me, knowing what is happening with gender relations, it to me it really does suggest like some kind of psychosis or delusion because it's really not connected to reality. And I think that kind of ties into number two as well because I mean Chris Brown, I mean like he's violent, he's misogynistic, he doesn't respect women, and yet there will still be women who buy tickets to his concert. And at this point I feel like if the women who want to do that, like want to buy tickets to a known to the go to a concert of a known misogynist, it's like I can't stop them from doing that obviously, but I definitely don't want to be around women like that. I don't want to be friends with them. I don't want to have like I don't want anything to do with them because I really do feel like in 2025 there's enough information out there that that no woman should have an internal drive to try to like you should not want to be in proximity to men who don't respect women. Um, so yeah, that's my thoughts on that. As far as number four goes, I think that again kind of ties into like the first three prompts because it's like a man is a man is a man, like regardless of the race of the man, it really is important to not just think that because a man is one race or the other, he's going to be great. Like you really do have to find out what does he respect women? How did he vote in 2024? What are his friends like? What kind of people does he surround himself with? Can he, read a book above a sixth grade level? Like all of that stuff really does matter. So, I mean, regardless of the race of the man, and here in the United States, we know that men in general across racial demographics are not doing great. A lot of them are struggling in the job market. A lot of them are going down this like red pill, like manosphere pipeline. Like I mentioned earlier, there was this huge study that just showed there's massive gap between Gen Z men and Gen Z women. So yeah, there's that. And then number five, I strongly agree with that. Like I do think energy harvesting is a real thing. And like within, I want to say for me within the past, like I'm 27 for reference, but within the past like 2 or 3 years, I've really gotten selective about the people that I am like spending time with, having conversations with. Like if I just internally get a bad vibe or bad feeling about you, even if we haven't had like a falling out or whatever, I just will completely disengage because I really am at a point where I do think a lot of people do harvest energy. I do think a lot of people have like monitoring spirits on them. And when I get that vibe, I just pull back. But I do think it really is important to know your power and know that as a woman, you are capable of, setting your mind to something and accomplishing it. But if you let like negative people and like whatever energies they have attached to them or whatever things they have going on, letting the wrong people in your life can be your downfall. And it, it can really, unfortunately work against the power that you internally have just being who you are. So I feel like I've been monologuing, but that's just what I think for now, and I'll let PhD Kimmy go.
All right, all right. I got you. I got you, Gabrielle. You made a lot of great points. Let me go up here to Miss Kimmy. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, long time no see. Hi, guys. um, there's so much to talk about, especially the power like energy harvesting. I've been going through that recently, and I feel like the more successful you become as a black woman, just get ready for the demons to come at you. It's not even just men. Like, I get it as well from a lot of like non-black women as well. Like, they will tag team with the black man to destroy you. Like the girl I called my best friend and the guy I was talking to, they ended up betraying me, sleeping together, all of that behind my back because they were both jealous of me. And all of this all started like after I did my PhD. So I'm a first year student. I also have a business. I have a documentary about my life that's sponsored by Amazon Prime. I have a book about scholarships. I'm also a radio personality as well. So I have a lot of good things going for me at a young age. And like as a black woman, you basically defy all the stereotypes that they put on you. They thought that you're gonna be a single mother, you're gonna be on benefits, that you're just gonna waste your life. And then when you now succeed, everybody, including people in your family, will be shocked. And if they can't take from you, like if they can't ask you for money or they ask you, oh, how did you get that brand deal? How did you do this? How did you do that? They will turn on you. They will gang up together and they will turn on you and they will try and destroy you. Like that is the power that we have as black women. Like we are literally liquid gold. Anywhere we go to brings value. And they know that. They know that. The non-black women, they know that. So if they can't directly take your energy, take your work, because I've had like my ideas been stolen by a massive corporation as well, and they got funding for it and everything and left me in the dust. They kicked me off the project and took my idea and got the money. And to this day, they're still succeeding from the idea they took from me. So black women, it's not even just like your looks people are jealous of. People will be jealous of the way your brain thinks. People are jealous of your intellectual property. Like, look at the history of black women. Look at the history of gynecology. It was started off the backs of black women's bodies. Like, we need to know that this is a war. Like, this is a spiritual war on you as a black woman, and it's everybody. It's not just men. The pick me women and the men, they will gang up together. And you know what? I stopped calling it pick meism because it's narcissism. That's the real tea. They're narcissists. They hate themselves and they hate other women. The men hate themselves and they hate their mothers. And it all stems from mental issues. Like, these people are mentally ill. Like, I'm so vexed because, like, this has literally been the story of my life ever since I started doing my PhD, even on this app. Once I changed my name to PhD Kemi, the amount of hate I got from men. Oh, you think you're so smart. Oh, I would want a woman that stays in the... I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm so sorry for swearing, but this is triggering me, yeah? Because, like, this world is just such an energy vampire to black women. And I've found a few black women who are great, who have helped me excel, like, in my career, mentors. But in the majority, black women too. Like, you just have to keep like spiritually protected as a black woman. Believe your intuition, your gut. That's God speaking to you. When you feel a weird feeling around someone, believe it. I don't care if that's your mother, I don't care if that's your father, believe that. Bro, when you have a dream about somebody, believe it, because these people will play in your motherfucking face because they think that, oh, you're a black woman, you're not going to go to the police, you're a black woman, anyone can come and disrespect you and it'll be okay. Like, what? Bro, nah, I'm vexed. I'm so annoyed. Even the pick-meism that's just been normally accepted now of being a side chick, you're embarrassment. You're an embarrassment to women. How could you do that to your sister? Oh, you need to blame the man. No, I blame you too. Why are you a catalyst of the destruction of another woman? How can you sit there and go and sleep with another woman's man? Are you mad? You're crazy. Like, I don't understand how you can just go and be like, okay, it's just the man's but where is the accountability? Why would you allow yourself to be an instrument to this destruction of another woman's life? Like, this is the types of conversations that we have to be having as women. Like, I understand men have their issues as well, but as women, why do you want to destroy another woman's life? Bro,
Can I
okay,
ask?
You
sorry, I'm
know
done.
what? You know what? That you say that, Kimmy. I will tell you, I saw this lady, she did a video where she said that there are two type of women that are with married men. She said that they are, one group is called the home wreckers and the other group is called the healers. And she said that she and all the women that she knows that deal with married men, they are the healers. And she said the healers are the women that sleep with somebody else's husband and send them back home. They just reap all the benefits of not being the wife. And they don't want to have the children. They don't want to be in the wife's position because then they would be a stupid bee word. But they said that home wreckers are the ones that want to have children by the married man. And she was really sitting there trying to break it down like there was a difference. First of all, both of y'all are goofy. Like, yeah, I was just flabbergasted, and I was actually flabbergasted on how much support she had from other women. And I'm not saying that if you're in a relationship with a man and he cheats on you, he's not the one that owes you, the respect and loyalty and all of that. But I will say that, just like Kimmy was saying, that as a woman, you shouldn't be wanting to do that to another woman anyway. So that does make you a bad person, because just because you don't owe her nothing doesn't mean you should do it. It's just the same if you see like somebody outside and somebody stepping on their head and about to unalive them, and you have it in your power to stop what's happening. Like, you could say, hey, I don't know that person and I don't have to help, but is it the right thing to do? Or if you can help, why wouldn't you? So I totally get what you're saying about that. But I guess I have a lot to say in response to what you and Gabrielle said, but I'm gonna keep going, and I'll let angry podcast speak first, and then I'll come back.
Hello.
Go ahead,
Hey,
sis.
how y'all doing? Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Is my audio okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So, what PhD Kimmy was saying, I actually wanted to hone in on that a little bit more, because as someone who is okay, I'm a dark skinned black woman, and I was bullied like basically my entire life, or I'll say until I was in middle school, and then I started fighting. But as an adult now, I'm starting to realize that they want. I think the reason why they treat black women the way that they do, or just society and black men and black women all together treat black women the way that they do, is because they need us to stay at the bottom. If we like jump above black men, because I mean they're like right there. The only reason that they are so-called ahead of black women is because of the patriarchy. So because they're just a man, they got a set of dick and balls. That's it. But if we excel above them, then they have no one to punch down on, and now they have no protection. So they have to keep black women, and this is just my opinion, they have to keep the mindset of black women as worthless as possible. I believe that's another reason why they keep black women as baby mamas. They're like they don't have any intention on like marrying you or taking care of the children or nothing like that. They just, I think their mission is to keep black women down so that they won't be the ones that get punched down on by every subset of society. That's my opinion. And I that's why I'm like honing in on this energy harvesting thing. Well, I mean, if they keep black women at the bottom, then they can harvest that energy or that potential energy that they thought that they had. You know how they like, okay, you like PhD Kimmy, she changed her name, or she goes to school and she's focused on herself and bettering herself, and she's like part of the top 1% in the whole nation, or in the world. There's not many black women in that position. Well, I mean, the way that they react to her is like, how dare you? How dare you think that you can be better? You're supposed to be at the bottom. I'm supposed to keep my foot on your neck so that the white man don't put their foot on my neck. So, and us refusing to like acquiesce to that, it makes them angry because I guess they feel like they're losing power. The power is slipping. I mean, they never had any power. It was all through violence anyway. But I believe that's what it is now. I land.
All right, all right, all right. Appreciate you. I'm gonna keep going up, you guys. Um, and then I'll speak after you guys are all done. Okay. Let me go over here to Kalandra because yeah. Let me go up here to you, Kalandra. Um, yeah. If you can talk, I know you said that you was at work. I just think that maybe there might have been like a miscommunication with you and Kimmy. That's why I added you up. If you can talk, Kalandra, you can. But if not, you want me to skip you? Yeah, cause I know she said she was at work. Okay.
I can talk because I don't know who she thinks she's talking to, but you're not talking to me like that. First of all, when I made my comment, all I'm saying is that by my child's father, I didn't feel like the women who were with him. I had all my smoke for him because he was known to talk to other women. So I don't know why she felt the need to try to be rude to me in the comments.
Okay. I think, Kalandra, I think basically, I think you guys might have just, cause I know both of you guys. I've talked to both of you ladies, and I know both of y'all are probably on the same type of time. You know what y'all thought process is. I just think it might have been like maybe some wires crossed somewhere because um I I yeah, because I think y'all basically probably think the same thing. I don't think that anybody thinks that men shouldn't be held accountable. At least I hope not. I think men, of course, definitely, especially if it's your man, should be held accountable, you know what I'm saying, for cheating on you or whatever. But there are, certain women that, like to go after men that are coupled up, that it boosts their ego, or some women may just hate you or be jealous of you. But let me not speak for what Kimmy said that she wanted to respond to, because I don't know exactly the interchange that y'all was having, so let me shut up and let her speak then. Go ahead, Kimmy.
Okay, so I apologize for being a bit heated because I don't know if you came in at the start, but I did say that this is a personal situation, first of all, and it was my friend and the person I was talking to. And then I also said in the comments, I cut both of them off because am I a goofy? Why am I cutting one person off when both of them betrayed me? Duh. But what we're talking about, the first prompt is pick-meism and accepting the bare minimum and how it's being brainwashed into the black community. And that, it doesn't matter what the woman does, you should always blame the man, is pick-meism. And it only hurts the woman because the side chick is getting hurt as well. You think that my friend that thought she was getting a one up on me, he did her dirtier than he did me. That's what I'm saying. You being a side chick and sleeping with a married man, or you sleeping with someone's boyfriend or whatever, it hurts you more than the woman that you're actually trying to hurt. So really, I'm actually trying to help women. You shouldn't be a side chick because it's not even about the other people. It's about you. Like, you're hurting yourself. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm sorry if I came off aggressive. Like, I was just like, how do you not see this? Like, how do you not understand the point I'm trying to make? It's very simple.
I definitely understand where you're coming from, PhD Kimmy. And to be honest,
Uh, uh,
the
uh,
women.
just a second,
Okay.
angry. I was just gonna say, Kalandra, did you have anything to say? Do you understand? Because see, I know she's at work, so she might not be able to respond like the way that she may want to. But she's not responding, so you could. You there, Kalandra? Yeah. Yeah, because I know she said she was at work, so she may not be able to respond in the way that she wants to. But you can go ahead, angry.
Oh, okay. So one thing these women who do not respect other people's relationship, and that man that does not uh respect his own relationship or other relationships, they're going to get that big H. And I think that is the consequence for all of this felonious behavior between men, both men and women. Y'all gonna get that big H. It's not out here to play. Y'all want to get have so many partners and be cheating and all that. Well, guess what? Karma is here, and she want her mother. Excuse my language. Excuse me. Karma is here, and she's here to collect. Okay, and so everybody that's out here sharing penis and sharing coochie, yeah, you're gonna get that big H, and
All
that's
right,
it.
all right, all right. Let me go up here to Monica, and then I respond to everything that I heard. Go ahead, Monica. Oh, I hit the timer on the wrong person. My bad. Hey, how you doing, sis?
Hey sis, how y'all doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, okay. So I think to me the man worshiping thing, I think it's kind of more of like a condition thing because you have to think about it. We are conditioned from generation upon generation upon generation since the slave times that we gotta protect these black men, we gotta shield our black men. Like think about how the mamas was during that time with their daughters versus their boys. Like they'll be like, oh well, in order for you not to get strange fruit or soul, I gotta protect you. Listen to what Heat Master says. Do this, do that. While the girls was like, all right, you here. Just
That's a lie. Sorry, that's a lie.
okay, and how is that a lie?
Because just as the boys were being sold off, the girls were being sold off too,
Yes, I
and
mean
the
that
mother
is true, but I was just saying how they were just more like they was acting more protected.
and they were protective of their daughters too. Please go. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt, but that's not true.
No, no, no. If that's
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's what her intention
Ava, you
was
gotta.
because she's kind of
Yeah,
correct. But
yeah, go ahead.
however, um, as I was stating, it's just basically conditioned because you have to think about how the American society is put the man over the woman. So it's really more of a condition thing, and that we need to decondition ourselves not to be like that. We need to start right now with this younger generation of not even worshiping these men and holding these men accountable and treating them just like what they are, human beings and not gods, knowing they can do wrong and they do all type of wrong.
Excuse me.
I'm
Um.
I'm
Oh.
sorry, my alarm was going off.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead, sis.
Um, I number three. I mean, number two. I don't understand for the life of me. I mean, that needs to be studied. I mean, that needs to be studied by somebody who has who needs who just need a thesis on that because I can't I don't know how, don't know why. I never liked that motherfucker since he came out. Like as soon as Running came out, I was like, his voice is annoying me. They're like, you don't like him, he's so fine. I'm like, no, it's just something about him that just didn't sit right with my soul. And that was like when he very first came out. I was just like, something about him I just don't like. Um, but however, like the dark skinned women worshiping him, and the dark skinned brown skinned women like saying he's so fine, my baby daddy. Oh, I'm going to his concert. I'm spending that rack. Like I don't know. Like that needs to be studied. So whoever's doing a thesis, y'all just do a thesis and do something just because that needs to be studied. I can't. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Three, I could relate to that because my cousin, she is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful black woman, and her her boyfriend that she spent took her through the ringer, and oh my god, if it wasn't for his big thingy thing, I don't think he had nothing else to give because that man had messed up teeth. He looked like his breath stank. He looked like the last time he washed was when Cash Money was taking over the 99 and 2000s. This man was ugly, busted, and disgusted. And she pulled the Raquel Robinson thing from Two Could Play That Game. She cleaned him up a little bit, and then he still got full of himself, and he still, like, he was just treating her like trash. And then he broke up with her, and she said, okay, fine, we broke up. Now all of a sudden, since his road's coming apart, he want her back. I'm like, girl, you should never gave him the time nor today. You know he ugly. Like, I'm like, and he had a, and what she told me, he had a big woman and didn't know how to use it. I'm like, Lord Jesus, why you gave that ugly mofo the time in the day? I don't believe in a perfect world of interracial dating because you know what? Men are like shoes. There's different type of shoes, but by the end of the day, they're shoes. You got some good fitting shoes, you got some horrible fitting shoes, but by the end of the day, they're shoes. And men are gonna men. So no man is just because you date out, they're not gonna treat you any better than the men in your race. So you just need to know which one is gonna be good enough for you, regardless of race. But I don't know why they live in that fantasy world. Um, I cannot read 5.
Okay, it just says Black women have got to realize that their power and their energy is being harvested. That's all. I'll
Oh
give you
yeah,
1 minute if you want to talk about that. I'll give you one more minute.
okay. It is. It is because we are the most educated, the most despite what the Orange Demon did, we're the most employed. We're the most entrepreneur. We know our power. We know our worth. But we are sitting here allowing the system and these men just drain us. We are the MF and blueprint. Like any trend starts with us. Any trend ends. We are the alpha and the omegas. I do apologize, but we are the alphas and the omegas. And we just need to realize that this is our worth. Like we actually, like people, like basically this country cannot move without us. It really can. Especially when it comes to societal and cultural, this country cannot move without us. And once we get that mentality and realize our power and not let this patriarchy system get into our minds and just basically mind screw us, we will know, and we just need to hold our power and keep it moving.
All right.
That's
All
all I
right.
gotta say about that.
All right. Okay. I appreciate you, Monica. All right. Let me go up here lastly to Lucky. Go ahead, Lucky, if you're there. Let me see. Let me send you a request to turn your mic on. Are you there, Lucky? Because I don't know if this person might have added. I've never seen them before, so I don't know if they requested it by mistake. Are you there, Lucky? All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and normally if I know you, I was about to drop her down, but she just left. Okay. So I don't know what was up with that. But let me just say, there's a lot of things that I feel like we could do better as like Black women. Oh, you said you were trying to speak. I can add you back up, but oh no, you probably have to request up yourself. Because it doesn't give me a way to add you back up. So you'd have to request again. Let's see here. Let me see if I add you. Are you
Hello?
there?
Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to the live. I was listening to when PhDK was speaking, and I thought her input was really good, and I thought it was an interesting perspective because I'd experienced something similar regarding like just the overall energy harvesting, and I do feel that when Black women we are like going through something, anything positive, it's like this attack. And I don't know, it's just I've noticed it in pretty much every area, whether it's like relationships, like getting engaged or just doing well. And I often kind of wonder like why it is, but then I don't know, I just thought it was an interesting perspective, and I just wanted to ask if anybody else had that kind of experience, or if it was just if PhD Cage was the only one that had that experience.
Okay. Let me mute you up. Yeah, I mean, I think most Black women have had the experiences that Kimmy is talking about, you know, of people hating on them, copying off of them, taking from them, using what Black women bring and to bolster their own lives and to make their own lives better while they essentially leave Black women for dead. I think that this is something that happens quite often. And it's very upsetting, which is why I really did want to talk today about like black women not um not accepting the bare minimum from anybody, not uplifting or pouring into anybody that's not pouring into you. And that's why I feel like, and I feel like black women do that a lot. They do a lot of protecting people that would never protect them. They do a lot of defending people that would never defend them. They do a lot of like, like I said, uplifting and worshiping of men who would never make them a choice, never even make them an option, never say anything in defense of them at all. And it's like, when have you ever heard Chris Brown be deserving of the worship that he gets from a lot of black women? Do you ever see Chris Brown speak up about black women or black femicide or things that black women go through and say, you know what, a lot of you guys are my main supporters. Let me show y'all love? Absolutely not. The only love that he shows the black women is those pictures that he takes that you have to pay him $1,200 to take to pretend that he likes you. That's about it. He even, like I said, donated a lot of money to Tory Lanez, who pew pew to black women. So it's just like to see black women constantly support people, things, places, men, even women that don't like them. Even it's the sheer fact of like, and I know I get a lot of flack for this anytime I mention like dating coaches and people like that. But even the fact that you have black women willing to go on black women's podcasts or their shows, like somebody like Ashley Dalton, for a black woman to tell you, how fat you are, how ugly you are, how much you need to change this and that about yourself in order to get a man. That is actually crazy too. And I don't understand why black women do any of these things. It's really scary to me. And I think black women have got to stop it. And even like I was looking at all of these, to listen to all these different calls for Young Thug. And I think that we can all admit that Young Thug is actually a repulsive, unattractive man. Badly built too, just all the way around unattractive. But so many black women, so many black women, attractive black women are giving this man time and opportunity that this man is actually in delusion about what type of man he is. Now he's doing all of these things to all of these different black women because he feels that he can because black women have given him a false sense of security and a false sense of confidence. And that's my problem, is that black women do that with everybody. They do it with everybody, and that is a problem. But then don't do it with each other. Like anytime I see, like, a lot of times it's like so many and of course it's black women that uplift each other and uplift us, and I understand that. But there are a lot of black women that don't. And they're very quick to put a black woman down and say, oh, you don't look good. You're not pretty enough. You're not good enough. Oh, your hair don't look like this, that, and the third. And it's like, you can go over here and uplift and pour into all these other people that do not like you, but you can't pour into yourself or other black women like yourself. That to me is like very, very, very scary. And Nayusi said, can we talk about how Chris Brown is colorist? Absolutely. But I know Chris Brown is colorist, right? You know how he says that he doesn't want dark skinned black women in his sections, but I don't believe he likes black women at all. I believe that your blackness has to be muted in some type of way. Like if you notice all of the black women that obviously not all the black women, all of the women that he's been with have not been monoracial black women. So I believe that you have to be the only person I would say is, I know he was with Rihanna. I don't know. I can't remember what Rihanna's mama looks like, but
Mama is
is
like,
Rihanna a biracial woman?
no, her mama is your skin tone.
So she's a monoracial black woman or
Yeah,
whatever.
she just happened to
Okay,
be light skinned.
but she has green eyes and all of that. Okay, so I guess the only monoracial black woman I have seen them be with is Rihanna, but I do remember him talking about how like his mom liked her because she was light skinned with green eyes. So every other woman that Chris Brown has been involved with has been either biracial or not black at all. So I think that we have to talk about the fact that this man doesn't like black women really at all, period. And I didn't even know that Chris Brown was biracial until like 2 weeks ago. Somebody had mentioned something about it, and then I looked up his mother's ethnicity, and she's like Filipina and like Indian, depending on where you look at on Google. So he's not even a black man. So that adds a whole lot of other complexity to it as well. Oh, and I just wanted to say hey to Coach T. Hey, Coach T. Yeah, but I didn't know that either. So I don't think that Chris Brown really likes black women at all. I think Rihanna was probably the only exception because she had green eyes. You know what I'm saying? And was of a lighter complexion where he could have pretended. Yeah, his mom is not black. And I had no idea about that because she at first when I saw her pictures, I thought she was a light-skinned black woman. But when I looked up her ethnicity and her race and all of that, they said that she was like a Filipina and like Indian or something like that. So I was like, oh, okay. So, but y'all, yeah, I mean, y'all let me know. I looked it up a couple, like I said, a couple weeks ago when people were talking about it. But anyway, all I'm just trying to say at the end of the day is that I think as black women, we've got to start doing more for each other, pouring more into each other, really looking at each other as sisters and things of that nature, so that we can actually, you know what I'm saying, really, like start standing up against all of this pressure that is put upon us. Because it's a lot of pressure that's put upon us as black women. That's why a lot of black women end up having heart issues. A lot of black women have like anxiety disorders, and or even like some people don't understand that when you're going through a lot of stress, like and a lot of pressure, that it can show up as irritation or anger. So when people will say, "Oh, why do black women have an attitude?" or "Why does that black woman not smiling?" or "She's irritated," it could also be, not trying to feed into the stereotype because I don't think that every black woman is like that. But I will say that the black women that I have met that are like that, no one ever thinks about the fact that black women are under a great deal of stress. And that could be what their stress shows up as: anger, irritation, having an attitude, things of that nature. And I'm not saying it's cool to be like that. I'm just saying that there's reasons for our behavior sometimes, but no one takes the time to talk about it. Everybody only focuses on black men and how hard the black man has it, and how stressful it is to be in this world as a black man is being preyed upon, when black women are being preyed upon the exact same way. The only extra layer to that is black women are being preyed upon by black men as well, and everybody else. And black men, at least most of the time, get a breather when it is coming from black women, because black women are not actively preying on black men. Statistically, it's just not happening. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to say about that for now. Hopefully, we can get more on board. But since we got a full house, I will go and let everybody speak. I'll give you guys all 3 minutes. If y'all could stay on your, stay with the timer, I'd appreciate it. I'll start down here with Gabrielle.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I really think that you made some great points. I do, when it comes to issues like, I mean, number two, number three, and even to some extent number four, I really like, and it's just my opinion, but I don't know if like women who are still falling for these traps can be reached. So when I say traps, I mean like supporting a known misogynist like Chris Brown, who, has been violent against women himself, and then supported other men who are violent against women like Tory Lanez. I mean, even in my mind, like even entertaining a man who calls himself Young Thug, I mean, that is just to me horrendous, and it speaks to issues on both sides. Because I mean, like I was saying earlier, typically for two people to like maintain a relationship, there has to be some kind of like shared energy, some kind of like connection or vibe or synergy. Like there's something that both of those people have to recognize in each other in order for them to, continuously be in contact with one another, let alone be intimate with one another on an ongoing basis. So it's like, in my opinion, if a woman is connecting with a man who calls himself Young Thug, that woman really needs to do some inner work, like soul searching, unpacking, whatever you want to call it, to figure out why you even feel drawn to a man like that, and or why a man like that would even look at you and think that, he should be speaking to you. You know what I mean? Like I just like I said, I really do think that is, a huge factor of it. I think number 4 is also really important and kind of ties into that as well, because like this is just my opinion, but I do think because of the way that a lot of like men, and especially young men, are going with like their ideologies, their red pill, their misogyny, their politics, I really do think it's getting to a point where they are increasingly not compatible with women, and that holds regardless of the race of the man. Like I just mentioned the stat earlier showing this like major divergence on political and social issues, between Gen Z men and Gen Z women. So it's like when you just look at the facts and the data, even if you take all the anecdotal stories out of it, just look at the data that is out there, it does not suggest that there's a huge compatibility between women and men in 2025. So, I mean, I really do think that, I mean, sure, like on an individual basis, you might find someone, and if you do meet someone and connect with them, definitely vet it on a case by case basis. But men as a collective are not doing well. They collectively do not respect women, and they collectively would rather go back to the 50s than evolve and be better people. So that is important to keep in mind, regardless of who you're dating. But I'll land there for now.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you, Gabrielle. And I just wanted to respond to somebody in the comments. And hopefully nobody takes this the wrong way, because I really don't mean this the wrong way. And I'll preface it by saying, I'm not telling Black women to date Black men, to marry Black men, to do anything. I'm not trying to push that on anybody. Of course, you are the owner of your body and who you choose to be with. And I have no problem who Black women date as long as they treat you well. So let me just say that. So I was looking at a comment from a woman named Ginger Minge. She says, I got into divester spaces young, and that has benefited me. I'm not under the spell to serve Black men. Now, I want to say that I don't think that Black women should serve Black men. I don't. But I don't think that Black women should serve anybody. And that is my issue with the whole, a lot of divester spaces, is that there are a lot of Black women completely fine with serving and worshiping men as long as they're not Black. And that is the biggest way, the quickest way, to get yourself turned into a lick. Because, and I'm going to keep this real. I'm about to say something that's probably very unpopular. But the majority of Black women that I've ever talked to, that I've had serious debates with about interracial dating and about dating white tea men specifically, and they have all of this smoke for Black men, and they talk about how, I won't date Black men for this, that, and the third, and all of these things. They'll be like, oh yes, I've had so much better experiences with white tea men. White tea men treat me like a princess and all of this. They never have a husband. They never have a husband. They never have a fiance. They never have that. So it's like, and they'll say, oh yes, I've been dating white tea men for years. It's worked out well for me. If it's worked out well for you and you're dating with intention, where is your husband at? If they're so great, they'll be like, oh, all my exes were white tea and they treated me like a queen. If that's the case, then why are you not with none of them? Because if they treated you like a queen, what woman's getting rid of a man that treats her like a queen? Nobody. Nobody's doing that. And the quicker Black women would accept these things and stop living in a state of delusion, these men aren't treating you well either. Because if they were, you'd be married. You'd be somewhere living in blissful happiness. So it's like men are men are men. So you can be mad at Black men, which I understand why Black women are upset with Black men. I never said I don't understand it. I think the collective of Black men are disloyal, weak, and not protectors, and don't know how to love Black women. I agree. But what the thing is that I also believe the same applies to white tea men and their women as well. I said this before. There is a Black woman that I had a long discussion with that has upset me because of the things that I said like this. And she said, oh, you know what? You don't know nothing about white tea men. All the white tea men that I've dated have been great to me. But then she said that she was currently dating a Black man, which don't make no sense. Because if all of these white tea men have treated you great, then why are you dating a Black man right now? But she said, oh, white tea men treat Black women way better than they treat white tea women, which I also thought was insane. Because if a white tea woman told a Black woman that, Black women would be tearing their hair out and be like, hey, you don't know our men. How dare you say something like that? That's crazy. The same way Black women jumped on Sin Santana for saying that exact same thing. But anyway, this black woman told a white teen woman underneath her comments and said, hey, I hope you black women, she wasn't even saying it to be funny. She said, I hope black women find, whoever they're meant to be with that loves them properly. But I do want y'all to know that white teen men are not as great as y'all think that they are. They treat us horribly. They do this, that, and the third. And this same black woman told this white teen woman, you don't know what you're talking about. They do treat us better. And that to me is insane. And that is a huge problem with black women that are in divestor circles, that they literally be out here losing their mind. The majority of white men don't even date out. They don't even date black women. They don't even like black women. Statistically, that's a fact. Almost 80% of white men don't date interracially at all, period. They only date other white teen women. That is a fact. And the number one women that they date are white teen Hispanics, followed by Asians. So exactly where does this worship that black women think is coming? I guess it's normal. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with white teen men dating white teen women and dating inside. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that you're weird if your first preference isn't what looks like you. Anyway, I'm saying, unless something else is going on. So so I'm not saying anything about that. All I'm saying is that this romanticizing of, you know what I'm saying, of this is strange. Yes, and black men not wanting black women is weird too. But I think that we as black women know that collectively there's something wrong with black men and that they're buck broken. I thought we all knew that. You know what I'm saying? That's why anytime a black man comes out publicly and says, hey, I love black women only, I only date black women, I don't date anyone else, then black women start going crazy and throwing the drawers at him and everything in the kitchen sink, because we know that that is not something positive. Let's see here, Ty, I don't understand what you're saying. Like, what are you talking about that black women should be alone? I didn't Okay, this isn't to say that black women cannot date out, and this is another problem that I have with women anytime I talk about divesting. Y'all turn around and say, well, does that mean black women got to be alone? Oh, so you trying to say we can't date the white teen man? Nobody said that. All I'm saying is date whoever you want. I think black women should open up their options and date out, or date inside, or date whoever you want. All I'm saying is that when you have the thought process that because this person is not black, that it's going to be all gravy, that's where you lose it. That's where you're losing it. So I don't know what you're talking about. And this foreign BK that says stop saying I only date black men. What are you talking about? I don't even know what what are you talking about? All I'm saying is that black women need to use discernment, exactly like Gabrielle said. Black women need to use discernment and stop acting like, you know what I'm saying, that just because there's a certain race of man that he's going to do better and throwing yourself at him. I think that's embarrassing. And black women have got to stop doing that. But I do believe that black women should date out and make it, because black men right now have a sense of entitlement when it comes to black women. They feel like black women aren't going to date out, so they feel like they don't have to do anything. They can just go out and do what they want to do and come back to black women as an option. And that's not good either. Foreign BK says, first of all, the fact that your name is foreign, you're already a goofy. So I wouldn't even listen to anything that you have to say about black women. Foreign. The fact that you even called yourself foreign means you're an idiot. Okay, so let me keep going here and make sure that let's see here. Says many black women have unattractive traits that have nothing to do with race or culture. Excuse me?
Hi,
Yeah, are you
can you hear me
black or
well?
are you biracial?
No, I'm black.
Okay, so do you have unattractive traits?
Do I have unattractive traits? Yes, anybody can have unattractive traits.
Okay,
It's
well
just what
then you know what I think that you should do then? I think that you should make an appointment with your local therapist and figure out why you have unattractive traits and stop trying to put that on other black women that you don't know. Because I don't even understand what would make you feel like that would be something that you would want to say. And that's another problem that I have with certain black women. They have low self-esteem and are miserable. And what they want to do is put their misery and anger and bitterness onto other black women. And they want to try to dog every single solitary black woman. And that's a very unattractive trait. The time that it takes you to type something negative about another black woman, the time that you could take to say something positive. People are saying something negative about black women all day, every day, 24/7. And for you to be a black woman and decide to the first thing that comes out of your lips is something negative, you need to check yourself and you need to figure out and look at the woman in the mirror and say, what about me? Why am I so miserable? Why am I so nasty? Why am I so hateful that what I want to do is push that hate on my sisters that are doing nothing but trying to talk and uplift each other? You should think about that, honestly. But you have a great
Okay.
day. Okay?
No, I'm
Yeah, your voice is not welcome here. But you have a great day, and I really wish you peace. And I really wish that you would take the time to make an appointment with a therapist ASAP. Okay? And I really mean that out of the bottom of my heart. I love you, sis, and you do need to get some help. All right. So let me keep going. Let me block this foreign person. Hold on. You're blocked right now. Okay, I'm gonna block foreign right now. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, like that's another thing that we as black women have got to work on. Uplifting other black women. For real. You said that I'm intimidated by you. Is that what you said? I'll give you 2 minutes to speak, and I'm gonna send your request to come back up. Because the fact that you think that is funny, but I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to speak, and then we'll talk about it. Yeah,
okay. Well, hello. How are you? I
great.
came. So, yes, I am a black woman. I identify as a black woman. I have two black parents. Now, my thing is, I've lived amongst all black communities. I've lived amongst all non-black communities. I've kind of diversified myself. But I feel like the black culture that we are taught, which really is in alignment with your screen right here, which you have, is a lot of black women are taught desperation. A lot of us are forced into having these traits that come off very desperate, like worshiping black men or worshiping white men, whatever the situation is. And I feel like it would be an injustice if I went and I kissed black women's butt and told them what they wanted to hear. So I think it's worth talking about it, even when it's a black woman who has an opposite opinion of you.
Do you say anything positive about black women? I mean, do you
Yes, it's
understand that
amazing
when
being a
you
black woman,
Okay, so
but
what
this
I'm saying is this is that when you're going into space, I've never seen you before, you've never been in here before, your first thing is something negative. And I really wish that people that would say that, hey, I have something to say to black women, I have something to help black women with. Do you think that you're going to get someone to listen to you by first being miserable and mean and nasty? Or do you think that it would be better served if you showed black women that you were coming from a place of love and care for them first? Like, how do you
you
think you're
don't
going
know
to
what
get your
place I'm
message
coming from,
across? Because
because what
nobody
it
knows
is,
you in here.
yes, no one knows me in here, but the thing about it is, it did get your attention, and it does get. And I have these conversations every day with black women because I work in a nightclub. So black women always come up to me like, "Oh, don't you think that the black girls get treated differently here in this nightclub?" And I'm always honest. I'll
I
be like,
mean, you got
"Listen,
my attention, but there's nothing that you said that had any value to it. That any black woman that's listening to you that had these traits that you're talking about, that they would apply and say, wow, you know what? I see that sister really cares. She really loves me. Let me go
well,
ahead
I
and
think
think
we can
about what
have
you're
that
saying. No,
conversation.
nobody is listening to you and thinking that respectfully.
We can have that conversation, but the issue is just this: a lot of us are simply so combative, we can't even have a conversation with each other.
I
We're
think
just
that
so
you're combative.
combative.
I think the call is coming from inside the house, sis, because the first thing you said in the comments was something combative. And then when I told you that you needed to get some therapy and unpack why you want to be mean and nasty to black women, you told me that I was intimidated by you, which is
Yes,
absolutely insane. So I
that's what it
think the
looks
call
like.
is coming from inside the house. Maybe what you're doing right now is projecting your own feelings and your own behavior onto the black women that are in this live right now. You don't think
You're
so?
tr- you're trying to manipulate. You're clearly very hostile.
I'm not
You're
hostile at
very
all.
hostile,
You
and y'all
came
don't
in
like.
with the
And this
energy,
is the issue. Well,
and see, this is what I'm saying. It's like we've got to start taking accountability. You came into the live, sister. You did. You said something negative. The first thing you typed in there with your fingers was something negative that was against the majority of black women. You did that, not
It's
me.
only negative
You
because
did
you
that.
don't like
So
it.
once again, no, it's not. It's negative any way that you take
So
it.
can we have the conversation about it then? Can I
Oh no, no. Can
let me
we
say
have the conversation that you admit that you came in this live and the first thing that you said was negative because you're not going to put combative on me when you started the combat.
I
So
don't
did
see it
you
as
start the
negative.
combat or did I? Or did I?
I don't see it as negative. This is mere
Okay,
opinion.
so no, we're not going to
I
talk
think
about
it's
what's negative. You mentioned combative, and anytime somebody mentions combative when it comes to
yes.
black women, you're trying to paint a picture. So what I'm
You're
saying is
clearly
that
look,
I
I
don't
can't
mind
even
being
speak.
called. I don't mind being called combative. I don't mind being called angry. I don't mind being called mean. Those are not things that I shy away from. But what I do shy away from is being lied on. You're the one that
Miss
started
Good
the
News
combat first.
says she
Did you
doesn't go
not?
into
Did
predominantly
you
white
not?
spaces saying it.
I really,
Yes,
this
I
is
do call
ridiculous.
out white
I'm
women
not
for
about to
being
play
a
with you.
Like
Yes
how
or
how
no?
it's
Yes
negative
or
call
no?
out
Did
white
you
women.
start the combat first? That's what I'd like to hear. Did
no,
you
I came
or
up
not?
here to discuss and you didn't
But
like what
did
I
you
said.
start off saying something negative or not, ma'am?
No, I don't think what I said was negative at all.
Okay, so all right, so
So
then
we
let's do
can
this. Let's do this. Anybody in the comment, do you think that the lady, Miss do you think her saying that most black women have unattractive and nasty traits? Do you guys think that's mean, or do y'all think that's nice? If y'all could put mean or nice
if it
in the
wasn't
chat,
true,
that
then
way
y'all
that
wouldn't be in the
excuse me, don't do that. I could say
y'all
there's a lot
complain
of
about
things that I
not
could
wanting to
say.
be wanted
Please stop
all day.
unmuting yourself and don't disrespect my live. I'm
Y'all
not going to tell
complain
you
about people
again.
not wanting
Okay,
black
you
women
have a
all
great
day.
day. You can't be respectful. You can't know how to like. I've never talked to you a day in my life, and you think you're gonna unmute and keep on talking? Like I don't. What? Like what are we talking about here? See, and this is what I'm saying. I think that there's a lot of projection going on with Miss but okay. As I was saying, you guys, okay, I got it. Says if you complain all day about your rejection, and see, this is what I'm talking about. You are projecting. You're the one that's been rejected. Not me. And I don't even like to say this. Where would I have been rejected? You don't know me. Like, what are we talking about here? Why wouldn't I like myself? I am married. Is this what this is about? Is this about a man? Like, what are we talking about? Like, and this is what I mean. Like, you have, let me go look up. Matter of fact, you guys can anybody take the time to go to page and see, like, you know what I'm saying? What? Because she says that I'm a typical angry black woman, but she couldn't control herself enough to be quiet. um she couldn't like control herself to be quiet. She didn't have any self-control. She just kept muting herself. She came in the live box talking crazy. I want to know, in what world am I the angry one?
Okay, but you know what? Why do I feel like all pygmies? They all sound like this. Like she sound like this. All the pygmies, they just sound like this. And they just think because if their tone is like this, they're not angry. They're not aggressive.
you
They just gonna have a tone just like this.
You know
And
what
this
I find crazy is that there are women that really feel like they can say the craziest things, but as long as they say them in like a monotone voice, that means that they're not as harmful or violent as somebody that raises their voice like this. And I think those type of people really make me the maddest. Like, you know how I talk like this. I'm talking loud. I'm talking loud. I'm talking loud. And people will say that that is angry, even if I'm not saying anything angry or violent. But somebody can come up here like she did and say, yes, I think that the majority of black women are mean and nasty, and they have very unattractive traits. But not me though. Not me though. I am the exception. And that right there is actually textbook pick when what you do is you attempt to throw all black women into a trash bin, but you make sure that you other yourself. You say, look,
mm-hmm.
not me though, not me though. The rest of you black women are mean, nasty, hateful, angry, ignorant, but not me though. Not me though, y'all. I'm not one of those type of black women. I'm the good black woman. And that to me is crazy. And that right there is let me tell you something. I'm married to a black man. So I don't know if you got here for 16 years. I don't know. You said black men love you, which means that you don't have a husband. So do they really love you? Yes or no? think about that. And that's something else that I've noticed. A lot of black women that are pick me's, especially pick me's to black men, they never have black men. And if they do have black men, it's a black man that nobody else wants. Shout out to Janine, just the girl. And that's a problem. So my thing is this, if black women are so mean and so nasty and you're so great and you're so superior, where is your black husband? Oh, okay. You're just
Well,
here trying to cake for men that don't even see fit to do nothing with you. Exactly.
well, you know
Exactly.
what,
My
Trigger?
husband doesn't even go to the club, ma'am. But that's and then I forgot you said you work at a nightclub. Girl, let me not. I'm not gonna be mean to you.
But you
Let
know
me
what,
start
Trigger?
at the.
You just had us go over there to her page. I just took a look at one of her videos. She's on there showing her actual titties on the video.
Are you
Her
kidding me? I'm about to
swear
go right
to
now.
God, she's showing her
It's
actual pulled
showing
up her shirt,
what?
and the only thing ain't showing is her areola. She literally is putting her titty out there for the world to see. Well, for men. Oh, I mean, black men to see.
Oh, black
And that's
men,
the that's
no,
what we're talking about
Avery.
right here
You
with
have to
at one,
understand.
two,
The black
three,
men
four, and
love my
five.
boobs.
1 second, Miss Monica.
Shut up, Monica.
You know what? That's the thing. That's what we're talking about here, and I believe that's the
Oh
reason
my
she came.
gosh. I see it. I see it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I know, you know what? I know you did not. You know what? That just like Aurora said, you cannot make this stuff up. This is like stuff that be happening in real time that you see. If you notice that women, that so-called black women, right, that come at other black women, they always have a pick me spirit, and you will be able to see it in some way, shape, or form of fashion. Because I cannot imagine sitting on my floor in my apartment, because that's where she's at, showing my boobs in hopes that a man will like it. And the fact that you're showing your boobs and you only have 81 views, that is downright embarrassing and depressing. I can't imagine being online showing boobs and thirst trapping and only have 81 views on that video and 212 followers. Bro. Bro. I'm sorry. Look. What? That's crazy.
yeah.
And she got 81, and probably 10 are from the ladies that just went to her
That
page
just went over
right
there.
now
Yeah,
to look at the video.
yeah.
How embarrassing is that? What
But you
are
know what? That's the reason why she attacked us the way that she did, Trigger, is
we?
because she
Oh
basically,
my
it was
goodness.
projection. She basically heard herself being talked about, even though we weren't directly talking about her.
You know
She
what?
saw herself in the conversation.
You know what? Said in the comments, she said that I cannot imagine happy women acting like this. You told me that you were desired by all of these black men. I will tell you right now, I cannot see a desirable black woman on TikTok showing her titty balls either. So you and I both can't imagine. We both are in a state of a lack of imagination because I can't fathom it. I just know that I cannot imagine showing my titties on TikTok and only getting 81 views. That is ridiculous. Let me click on here and see how many likes you got. Because I pray that you've at least got 81 likes. Oh my goodness. Wait a
But you
minute.
know
Wait a
what?
minute. Wait a minute. Hold
Trigger.
on. Hold on. This lady has 81 views on her titties and only 15 likes, which means that the majority of the people that saw your titties didn't even see fit to like them. That is crazy, nasty, diabolical work. That's ridiculous. I can't imagine jumping off the front porch to show these titties. And I can't even get 20 likes on the titties. What? Okay, I'm stop. Look. Let me stop. Let me keep going. Look, you said that you hope that I'm loved one day. I hope that you're loved one day. Because if you were loved the way you needed to be loved, you wouldn't be online on TikTok begging for validation from men. You wouldn't be on TikTok on your floor showing your titty balls. You wouldn't be there doing that if you loved yourself or if somebody else loved you. So it's just that simple. But let me keep going. I'm going to go up here to Alicia, let her speak, and then I'm going to go from the bottom to the top, and I'll give everybody 2 minutes so that everybody get a chance to speak. Go ahead, Miss Alicia.
Hi. Hey
Hey.
Trigger. I've been watching you for a while. Just want to say thank you. But real quick, I really just came up here for
Sorry, this isn't
Oh,
my
sorry.
finest moment. Sorry about that.
Oh no, you're good. It's all good. It's all good. I was coming up for because the projection is crazy. Like you're coming in here unsolicited, harassing and harming black women, but then saying that they don't have a right to be angry with you as if black women are not human. And so when you're talking about like when you're using angry as to be offensive, it's really weird because it really shows what you think of black women. You don't think that black women deserve humanity. You don't think that black women deserve respect. You think that black women are a receptacle for disrespect, right? And so when black women in real life get angry, again, typical victims, all you're doing is repeating white tea supremacist talking points. Like you're not a real person. Like you are heavily indoctrinated, and it really has you fighting the only people who actually care about you. At the end of the day, when you are alone, when things go wrong, when you get sick, it's going to be black women taking care of you. It's not going to be no black man. It's going to be black women. It's going to be your aunties, your mom, your sisters, your cousins, your girlfriend from down the street. And this like it's ironic because you're talking about how black women can't get a husband or whatever the heck you're trying to say, and that black women aren't desirable, but you're here desiring their attention. Like even you desire black women because you cannot forge relationships using kindness and empathy and maturity. You're here because you love the attention of black women. Everybody loves the attention for black women. That's why people are on here talking down on black women, but you can't read that because you are so dizzy and really honestly brainwashed into believing that these men that praise you, which are just like triangulating you, right? Using you to harm other women. They're using you as a tool, not a person. They don't see you as a person. They're using you as a tool. You bragged about taking other people's husbands. Like that's something to be proud of. They're using you. They're using you, honey. And you come in here talking down on black women. Like it's crazy to me. Oh, you said she's not black. Maybe she's not. I don't know. But either way, like it's just wild. And nobody wants those men that you're bragging about. Why would I want a man who cannot be faithful to his wife? Why would I be mad about that you took him? Why would I do that? Why would I be upset about that? You can have him. Take him. He's yours. Like these silly. I'm sorry, I'm just really frustrated. I just don't like when black women specifically use white tea supremacist talking points to try to harm other black women, because in real life, you're just harming yourself. You're cutting yourself off from community, from the only people who actually care about you. I'm not going to talk down on you making money because we all got to survive under capitalism. That's not my place to do. But you're coming in here talking about these are angry black women or whatever the heck. You don't like black women. You don't see them as human. They're allowed to be angry with you, and their anger is righteous. You're an evil, wicked person. You do need you need some love. I'm gonna say help, but I don't mean it to be condescending. I mean you need to wake it up. And I'll be angry. And this is I'm sorry, one thing real quick. I'm not ashamed of being an angry black woman. There are a lot of things to be angry about. Black women are being unalived. Black women are being stolen. Our children are being harmed. There are millions of reasons why black women have the right to be angry. And you're not going to make me feel shame about being angry when this world is awful. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you, Trig. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no problem, Alicia. Kalandra wanted to go. I'll give you guys, y'all gotta stay to the 2 minutes. And then I'm gonna go to PhD Kimmy. I just want y'all to know, before I let Kalandra speak, let me just say to I know you think you're making everybody mad in here, but we have conversations every day, all day, 24/7 with aggressive men, aggressive black men, pick me black women. We do a lot of things. Like, you haven't said anything that any of us that is here hasn't heard before. So I want you to know you're really not making anybody mad. If anything, you're making the live more spicy, and we definitely appreciate it. Like I said, we appreciate it. And it's just you're such a textbook case that it's actually absolute perfection. So you're actually doing I don't know about everybody else, but I know you're doing me a favor. Cause I'm gonna upload this live to YouTube, and you're doing me a huge favor. Thank you, sis. Honestly. So yeah. But go ahead, Kalandra. Let me set your timer, sis. Go ahead. Dang, go on it. Oh, I got this. You there, Kalandra?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't get to see the thing that y'all were talking about with the girl, but pygmyism and accepting the bare minimum is brainwash. I definitely agree with that. This woman made a video yesterday, and she was talking about how black love is represented in media.
Oh, hold on, Kalandra. I think that before we get into the actual topics, I think PhD Kimmy actually wanted to respond to because I don't think gonna be here long. So I will go ahead and go to her real quick, and then I will come right back to you, Miss Kalandra. Go ahead,
Oh,
Kimmy.
I don't want to respond to I want to
Oh, okay. I
collect
thought you
I,
did.
I want to collect Calandria because I knew you were a pick me. When I said you're a side chick and you got triggered, I felt it. Because why are you in the comment saying I listen to Chris Brown but I don't give him money? I knew you were stupid because
Oh,
you
hold on, you guys.
listening to
Hold on,
Chris
Kimmy.
Brown is giving him money. How are you listening to him saying, "Oh, I
Hold on,
don't like women
hold on,
with
you
real
guys.
hair"?
Kimmy. Okay, so I just want to say this, you guys. I really love Kalandra and I really love Kimmy. I really love both of you ladies. I really don't want y'all to go at each other. I don't want to silence y'all though. Do y'all want to just speak without me interjecting? I'm just saying. I know that we as black women sometimes we won't always get along. You know what I'm saying? But I would like for us to get along if we can. But okay, let me just shut up. I'm just saying that's my thing. I'm not going to stop y'all from expressing yourself though, because it's not my place. So I'm just gonna go ahead and restart Kimmy's timer to say what you want, and then I'll let Kalandra respond to you. I'll just stay out of it.
I don't even try to be messy, but this is a thing. How can we progress in these communities when any time that we say these points, yeah, you have people like Calandra when I was making my point about you being a side chick is not only harming other women, but it's harming yourself. When we make these points, they always get triggered because they did it. They are the pick-me's and they slither their ways into these communities. Because she was saying, oh, I don't give money to Chris Brown. I just listen to him. You listening to him is giving money to him. Why would you want to listen to a man that is singing, oh, I don't like women with their real hair? Like, what are you even listening to? Even the stuff you listen to is low vibrational and pick me. Yet you'll get in a box and tell other women they're pick me's, where I've got the screenshot in the comments where you've admitted to this. So, like, this is what I mean. And it's not like I came out of the pum pum reading bell hooks, yeah, and I'm the best person in the world, but I take accountability. So don't come and tell me, oh, she's picked me or whatever. She's not. No, focus on your own playlist. All your playlist is full of fucking essayers and abusers. Like, please.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go up here to Kalandra. You can respond, Kalandra, if you would like.
I mean, I do listen to Chris Brown. That I mean, it doesn't really bother me what she said. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't go to a concert, but I do listen to his old songs and things. I never thought that being a pick me was listening to something that listening to a certain type of man. I don't listen to certain artists like Tory Lanez or Drake, but I do listen to old Chris Brown songs. So I mean, and to the comments that I made, I stand by what I said. I don't really and I said that for me. I'm not saying that for other women. When I was being cheated on by my child's father, that's how I felt. I felt, let me get away from you, because women knew knew I was pregnant. But if that's picking me listening to some people, I guess I can accept that accountability. But you don't have to be rude and disrespectful. Like I said, I listen to his old songs. Maybe probably should delete those out of my playlist. Like I said, I'm working on myself every day. So yeah.
Hey, all right.
For being rude in it, I'm just very, very, very triggered because you came at me and said at the start, because I made my point, everybody else in this
No,
live
I made a
agreed.
comment and you responded. I
I
was
was
not
the one
talking
on the
about you
panel. You were in the
personally.
comments, girl. Let's rewind because I keep screenshots and
First of all, don't call me no girl because I didn't call you one.
go
I
and
didn't
listen to
disrespect you,
Chris
so don't
Brown.
disrespect
Go
me.
and support your
No,
abusers and get off the
y'all are
panel. You
proving
joke.
the point.
Oh,
Please,
okay.
let's get on
Okay.
to the topic, please.
Okay. All right, you guys. I just wanted to say I wanted you guys to be able to speak and get you guys' thoughts out. Um I yeah, I like I said, I know that sometimes, we're not going to agree as black women. We will have different thoughts and perspectives on that. I do pride myself on making sure that we have a space to where we can have different perspectives, because I oftentimes don't agree with certain things that the people on the panel say, but I still let all the black women say what they need to say, and give them a chance to speak. Even like I just, with the lady that was just up here, when she said what she said and said I was intimidated by her, I still let her come up here and have her minutes to talk. So I don't want to step in between you two ladies and say anything about either of y'all discussion, because I respect Kalandra a lot. I think she's a very nice girl, intelligent girl. She comes on the lives and supports and is all the time. I also respect PhD Kimmy. She's a very intelligent Black woman, and I respect her perspectives and thoughts too. So I'm just going to be like Switzerland and stay out of it. But you guys did discuss what y'all had to. So I just, hopefully you guys eventually y'all can come to see each other's perspectives. It's no problem. It's no problem. I think that it's also good to see these type of things because there is going to be conflict amongst Black women because ain't nobody perfect and we all have our own thoughts and we all have our own opinions, and that's just what it is. And the only thing that I always ever want us to do as Black women is that we can have a disagreement, we can have a difference of opinion, we can even debate and go back and forth, but as long as at the end of the day that we recognize that we are Black women and that we have a commonality and that we can, at least, have love for each other as a fellow Black woman at the end of the day, that's good enough for me. Now, of course, people like that was up here, those women might be a little bit beyond saving because those women prioritize male attention and male validation over sisterhood. But other than that, if you prize, women above men, then we can always come back together and have a full circle moment. So that's all I'm saying. But I think everybody handled this very good. So I it's all good. But I'm gonna go up here to T Scorpio. Sis, it's a full house in here, so I'm gonna give you 3 minutes. Just try to stay to those 3 minutes if you can.
Hey, ladies.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, girl, what's going on? Good morning. Yeah, I was just listening. If I can just give my 2 little cents, I'll be out of y'all hair. One of the things that should be talked about is how women do break out of their pick-meism. I'm not saying Kalanja is. I don't want you to take offense. I'm not saying that, Kalanja, at all. But where us as Black women, like I said, this is just my humble opinion, should show grace to the women that's trying to come out of it, because we are definitely, since coming out the womb, coming into this world, we're conditioned to be pygmies. We're conditioned to be male centered. We're conditioned and trained to be mammies, right? So when we breaking out of that pygmism, I look at it as a process. It's like a person that's in rehab, just getting off that smack. It's not going to take a 2-day process. It's not going to take even a year. It took people like 5 years and better to be officially clean from that. All of us as women all went through our own journeys to come out of that pygmism. Trigger's journey was different from my journey. Kalandra is probably at the stage where she's beginning her stage, and she even said it on the platform plenty of times. She's been honest, like, I'm working on my pick-meism. That's her acknowledging that, and that's her taking accountability of the roles that she had played in life and being a pick-me. But she found herself here amongst women like us to uplift her intelligence, to uplift her spirit, so she can come out of that. And I'm grateful, and I'm just so happy and proud that she's here and want to go through that journey with us, and we can all work together to help this young sister, and like I said, I'm not trying to tell nobody how to approach the situation with her, because she is a grown woman, and like all other women on this panel are grown. I would never be my place to tell her what to do, but I'm just saying it's just like I said, respectfully and humbly, that when we do have a sister like this that's amongst us, and we are the sisters that's like a little bit older than her with more experience, out of our pick-meism, this is where we come in with our grace, our love, our patience, and our education to help this sister, because who knows, she might she might be a worse women activists than all of us put together, because she's learning from us, versus she had to go through the hardship in life to come out of that. That's all my take right for now.
All right. I think that T said nothing but straight facts, honestly. And I do think that we as Black women, we have a lot of discernment. I think that it's easy to tell, the Black women that want to, improve and do better and all of that, and then the ones that may be too lost, like that's beyond the past the point of saving, at least in my opinion. I'm not God, of course, I can't speak for but just from how she presented to me, I would put her in the, do not resuscitate pile, too far gone with the pick meism is taking over. And I wouldn't entertain it. But that's not to say that somebody else couldn't get through to her. But and I just want to say something real quick, and this isn't for anybody on the panel. This is for people that I'm going to upload when I upload to YouTube. The reason why I talk to the way I talk to is because of the things that she was saying in the chat, man. Once you start really going at black women, and that's the type of time that you're on, and I know that you get off on degrading black women and you get off on othering yourself and putting yourself on a pedestal above other black women, I don't give you the grace that I give other black women anymore. I no longer see you as a sister. You just like everybody else, because the only people I give special grace to, I go out of my way to speak to, I go out of my way to help. If I see them, even if they looking like they not gonna say hi to me, I go out of my way to say hi to, and all of that. Even when I'm driving and I don't have to stop, I go out of my way to stop. Is for black women and black women only. That's the only people that I do that to. So, but once you start doing certain things like that, I start looking at you like, oh no, you just like the rest of these people out here. So if anybody says, oh, well, why did you treat her like that? She's a black woman. That's why. And I'm only saying that because everybody in this live panel already knows me, but I'm just saying it to anybody that I upload on YouTube too. So please don't do me. I get the majority of black women I give extreme grace to. Extreme grace to. It's just a few that I do not, and it's a very few. And even some black women that I know be on some BS, I still have saved them. I have seen so many black women doing crazy stuff that I could make a video and I know I could make a quick buck on, and I don't do it. I just don't even say nothing because I still respect them as black women at the end of the day. Y'all don't even know the half. So I just want to say that just to clear my name for anybody that will say that on YouTube, not here, but on YouTube. Because I think if you're on TikTok a lot, you know how things go on TikTok, but let me go over here to T. She said she has something. I'll give you one more minute, T, and then I'll start back with everybody.
So much. And I don't want anyone to get it misconstrued, because y'all know, if y'all heard me on different panels, I'm raw how the way I talk. I'm hard. I'm very masculine the way I talk, and I could come off. Sorry, I kept in the school easy to school today, so I'm gonna probably suffer for that for a few minutes. Anyways, so one of the things, like, I'm not trying to come off as a hypocrite, but when I do see a sister trying to come out of it, that's when I go, okay, I'm gonna work with her. There's some things she's processing right now, but it's just like what Trigger said, if she's a lost cause and she's walking in trying to be harmful and everything and try to be under the listen, there's a bunch of fake feminists up on this app. There's a bunch of fake girls. There's a bunch of fake women liberators and on this app that's amongst us that talk all that rah woman empowerment stuff, and then we'll be all up in a man's face in a heartbeat, and they did not escape their feminism. I got all the smoke for chicks like that, but when I see a young lady that's trying to come out of it, she's being paid, she's coming every day, she's absorbing the energy and the lesson. That's a little bit different from me. And Supervillain already know, like, she be getting on me, even though we love each other, she be getting on me. Y'all should hear our audios when she hears me saying something and it's out of whack, and she checks me out of love. She goes, no, I'm sorry. Now I'm going to say this. And she doesn't lie to me. She's 100% authentic. So with that being said, I'm going to go on mute right now, and we can all help each other. Just come from a place of love. That will win over. Someone told me I'm gonna say the word just for the quote. Try healing before killing. Like, heal them. Don't unalive them. Heal them. That's all I'm saying.
All right. I appreciate you, T. And I just want to say T gives people a lot of grace. A lot. So just know that T gives people a lot of grace. It's been people I told T hey man, that lady is definitely on some BS. She'd pick me. And then T would be like, I don't know, sis. We probably can save her. Let's give her a chance. Sometimes he'll come back and be like,
Girl, you know how many times that bitch be like, you know how many times that bitch,
right.
your your girl, your girl East was one of them. When she came up on, when she first came on, she was attacked by all the women saying they don't know her, they don't trust her. But here I am, Captain Save a Black Woman, and said, no, we're not. We're going to give her a chance. We're going to stick by her. I'm a vouch for her. And that biatch.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause
Ask supervillain knows.
oh my goodness, because T will definitely try to save a Black woman. She really will. And like I said, it's been times I told her, like, yeah, no, that lady ain't worth saving. And then T be like, well, I'm gonna try, or she'll say that, and then she'll come back later and she'll be like, no, you was right. You was right. She really, yeah. So just know T is a really nice person.
Listen, a
She's
man,
really nice
I will
person.
always go, no, I don't trust you. What will be my downfall will be a Black woman. I'll be honest and say that. My downfall will be a Black woman that I embrace. And mind you, Trigger, on my journey, I did have Black women that stabbed me in the back, and I'm still here. I'm not going to give up the fight. Because when we lose one, we can save at least 10 more. Like, at least that's how the way I'm looking at it.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I was over here talking to my dog. I think she got to go outside. Okay, you guys. I'm gonna let the other 3 ladies on the panel. I'm gonna give y'all 3 minutes to speak, and then I'm gonna switch out the panel because I got a lot of people in the box. That's why I dropped a couple people that their screens went blank so that I could add up the other people. So I'm gonna start here. From Alicia, I'll go to Alicia, to Angry, and then Kimmy. And then I'll switch you guys out and add the new people up. Go ahead, Miss Alicia.
Hey, thank you so much. And thank you for the time to be up here. I just love, I think that what I love is the different perspectives, but all still coming together. The root of it is still the love of Black women. And I think, like most people are saying, we all are Black women born into a patriarchy. And so there's a lot of unlearning that we all have had to do and that we're all doing. So I appreciate the grace that you all show each other. And yes, PhDK, I want to shout you out for standing on business and also calling out, like people are saying in the comment section, for calling out the truth and for confronting. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with confrontation, but I love how the confrontation went down because it was still love. And even your passion behind what you were saying was love. You know what I mean? It's love for Black women. So shout out to you. And I just want to say, like, a lot of people are pick-me's because they're trying to survive, right? Like, a lot of Black women, when we're born, we're taught to be liked in order to be treated with kindness and respect. And so I think that a lot of people who are recovering pick-me's think that they'll be kept safe. But what they really don't understand is the closer you get to those people, those men, the more in danger you are. Your best bet is to hang out with, support, be around Black women because they're the only people that have your real interests at heart. And obviously, vet. Every Black woman ain't out here, trying to support Black women. But find those who are and see this calling out, this calling in, I'll say, as grace and love. They don't want to see y'all out here burning up, burning yourself out for men who don't appreciate you. Like, what do you really get when women get with men? Their lives extend what 7 years or so? Like, you are the wealth. You are life. People are tapping into you, just like the prompt is saying, to harvest your energy because you bring life, right? So don't believe what these men are saying. It's a lie. It's all a trap. It's all been said before. But I want Black women to know that you are the wealth. You are the wealth, and not in the way of capitalism, but you are the wealth as in, like, you bring wellness, right? Like, you bring wellness to people, to the world, to the earth, to your children, and choose yourself and choose Black women. So thank you. Thank you, Trigger.
All right, no problem. I appreciate you, Alicia. I think I have to drop you in order to so it doesn't mess up the algorithm. All right, so I'm gonna go down here to Angry next. Go ahead, Angry.
Yeah, so I was hoping that the girl was still up on here, but I believe that the reason she was acting like this, looking at the picture, like, she was definitely giving pick me shit. And with that, she needed the validation. Like, because the language that she was using was the same language that you hear Black men use on, the podcast when they're berating Black women. And so I also saw that she was trying to, like, do this, like, gaslighting and triangulation by saying, oh, you're angry and all of this. She wasn't talking to, I don't know who she was talking to, but saying all of this stuff just to turn around and admit that, oh yeah, what she say in the chat? She said something about oh, I'm a cute one, and oh, all the black men want me. Yeah, okay, exactly. That's exactly why you're attacking black women, because you want the validation of men. It's no men up here, no men to be found, but subconsciously you're still gonna, the first thing you're gonna do is attack black women as a whole in order to feel that validation or feel in alignment with other black men. So I just saw that. I know she's gone. I know the conversation kind of shifted a little bit, but I was just trying to wait my turn. That's all I had to say.
All right, all right, all right. I got you. I appreciate you, Angry. Let me go down here to first of all, I just wanted to say to Kalandra in the comments real quick. I saw what you said, Kalandra, and I just want you to know I love you, sis. I think that you are a beautiful soul. I appreciate you when you come into panels all the time and speak your perspective and your thoughts, and you talk about your child, and you talk about I appreciate you. I think you're doing great as a mother, and I think you're doing great as a young black woman trying to find herself in this world, because I think that it's impossible for black women not to have some type of pick-meism, just because it is something that has been brainwashed and indoctrinated in us, even down to the things that we watch on TV. You know what I'm saying? TV, music, movies, media, all of that is rooted in making black women worship a group of men that will never, as a collective, reciprocate that behavior. So I would say more, but I want to make sure I get Kimmy, and then I add up all the other ladies in the chat. Go ahead, Miss Kimmy.
Hiya, sorry, Trick, for causing the commotion. Bro, I just wanted to apologize to Cassandra as well. Like,
Oh, it's
when
Calandra.
Calandra, sorry. When like we talk about these topics and stuff, it's actually to help black women, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be hearing a man saying, "Oh, I want women with real hair. I want the foreigners. I want," constantly in your ears, or even being a side chick and stuff like that. Like, it hurts yourself. I'm not saying the side chick thing, you did it or whatever, but I'm saying when I did try and bring up the side chick stuff, when I did try and bring up the music stuff, at the end of the day, it might sting, but it's true. I'm a truth teller. And my PhD, I look at misogynoir and technology. If you don't know what misogynoir is, it's racism and sexism, specifically towards black women. Before I started my PhD, there was a lot I didn't know. I came on this app in front of 70 people and told everyone I got dogged the hell out of a man. I used to get dogged walk, yeah, like played, like, because I didn't love myself. So I've been in that exact same situation. It's not me coming from a higher mighty place that, look at you, you're doing this and I'm not. I'm telling you this because I've been there. Do you know what I mean? We help the women because we've been in the situation before. And all it does is gets you dogged walked, bro. It gets you dog walked, not only by men, but by everybody else. They will dog walk you because you're a black woman. So when we have these conversations and we hold women accountable, it's for your benefit. It's like your parents. If your parents let you do anything, they don't like you. They don't love you. With discipline is love. With correction is love. When people don't like you, they'll let you ruin your life. But when people correct you, don't stop playing victim. I'm not even to you. I'm talking about in general, because did it as well. Women, we need to stop playing victim when other black women who we know have good intentions correct us, because they're a lot of the times they're trying to help you. It's like younger women do it to older women all the time as well. They're like, "Oh, you're hating on us because you're old and all of this and da 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 da." When they're actually just trying to help you because they've been in that situation before. So it's not a thing that like, "Oh, I've never been a pick me. I've never been," bro, I got dog walked and I had to be like, bro, I am the common denominator. It doesn't matter which race of man I pick. It doesn't matter how rich he is or whatever. I'm still getting played like a fiddle. So let me close my legs, yeah, go to therapy and figure out why I hate myself. And then only since I did that and I went to school, I did my master's, did my undergrad, now I'm doing my PhD, and I really researched why black women are taught not to love themselves. That's the only time where I started to get healing. But like, I've been in that situation, Calandra, and I'm really sorry if I came off harsh, but like, it is all to help you. All these lives triggers does, because women get offended with triggered too. They be messaging triggered. I see all the time in her comments. They be angry, but she's only trying to help you. I'm only trying to help you. That's all I have to say.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Kimmy. And I always appreciate hearing your voice and your perspective as well. So I just want you to know that I deeply respect you too, sis. I am gonna go ahead and drop you so that I can add up one more lady, and Miss Wakanda, and then I after I let everybody speak, then maybe I can get some more of the people that were back that were already up, like because I see you, Gabrielle. I don't see you there in the request box. You know, I see you, sister. All right, so let me go and let everybody speak. I'll let Zora speak first because I know Zora had said that she had something to say real quickly or something. But I'll set your timer for you. Go ahead, Zora, Miss Zora.
Hey, Trigger. Hey, panel.
Hey.
I just had one thing, but it kind of got worked out because I said it in the comments, but I just wanted to verbally say it that a couple of things. The first thing is that this is what it looks like, right? It's putting boundaries around other people perceiving this as just us not getting along, because we can speak to that, right? And then lose the plot because that's somebody else's perception that never lets us be fully humane in all of the ways that we come together. The second thing I want to say is I've been I'm struggling now where I am with things, but was a BLK feminist for a very long time, at least 20 years. And I'm saying that to say to PhD, to the Calundras, to the T Scorpios, when we're approaching this thing around BLK feminism, what I learned with that work that I did is that the gap is that I've never seen really a way of dealing with conflict and understanding that as we come together, we're also not the same. That's the what is the word? The con of BOK feminism. Because what happens at the intersection of Black feminism, I'll just say it like that, is that because we've been pushed to the margins and also the originators of, right, of the energy, that we kind of collapse into same identity in a way that doesn't allow us to face chaos in a way that makes us better human beings. So then we collapse into where we're all the same and we have to give grace. And I get that, but that's also the system pushing in on us to also be receptacles to not even treat the truth teller with as much grace as the one who is, we're saying, is transitioning. And that's the piece I wanted to add to the conversation and I was going to drop, is that if we're going to say, okay, we're going to hold a certain amount of grace for the person we're saying is transitioning, then we have to also hold that grace, quotation marks, for the person who's calling out where the transition mark is. So if we're verbally affirming one and not the other, then we're actually reinstating a construct that privileges the person who requires a certain amount of labor and punishes through silence and exceptionalism the person who is calling that person to come into community a different way. So I just wanted to say that. Shout out to PhD for doing that. Shout out to Trigger for holding the space to do it. And it looks messy. And for me personally, where I'm at, and that's the last point I wanted to make, I'm not at grace in the same way. And I don't know what that looks like. And I don't mean no grace at all. What I mean is that at some point we're going to have to make a distinction and keep growing as ourselves. Triggered T Scorpios, the ones who are saying, who are holding the space as you know what I'm saying, holding a space in the way that you guys are growing. How do we distinguish between the ones, right, who are doing harm and we're allowing them to do harm in the name of grace, and the ones who are coming into community and have a posture of acceptance and humility as they're being called out? So that would be the person who's being called out, quotation marks, also being saying not only thank you, Trigger, but thank you to the truth teller who maybe had to sit in some kind of discomfort about the way that I'm moving in a space with other Black women. That's it. I love that this is happening in real time and in public, and I appreciate it, Trigger.
Oh, no problem, Zora. I respect you. Every time Zora comes up here, she always says something very extremely intelligent and insightful, and enlightening as well. So I appreciate that, and I think that you made a great point as well. Like I have nothing to say. I'm gonna go down to LaBelle. Start your timer for you, sis. Go ahead, Miss LaBelle.
Everyone, thanks for bringing me up, Triggered. I appreciate it. I just had a few questions, not questions, sorry. I had a few things that I wanted to add, because I wasn't here for, the woman that attacked everybody. So I'm just going to skip that because I didn't see the interaction. I did see the interaction, of course, with PhD and I think Calandria. I'm sorry, I I didn't see her name, but I like how, we held space for that, exchange, because I feel like, especially with the tropes that we have to live with, I feel like every time we have emotion, especially if it's displeasure or anger or anything, it's like we're not allowed to really express that. But I wanted to touch on two things. And I know this is not necessarily the subject, but I just kind of wanted us to think deeper, right? Zora made a great point about saying that we are not necessarily all going to align and we're not all going to go the same direction, right? We all have our own biases depending on how you were raised, depending on your family background as well. So it's very complicated. But, I know PhD had mentioned, Chris Brown, and we all know how he was an abuser, and, we know he's a notorious colorist, etc. And, the other girl's like, well, I still listen to his old songs and everything. And, it was basically stated that, oh, well, that's still kind of like supporting him. And I feel like we have to kind of leave room, right? Because the whole issue with, that whole Chris Brown thing happening, Rihanna kind of let it go. She moved on. She's with another guy. But the other guy that she's with, who she has kids with, is also a notorious colorist. And he was saying how red lipstick doesn't look great on certain skin tones for Black women. That's who she had kids with. That's the love of her life, right? So we kind of have to be very balanced too when we're coming for people and all of this other stuff, because that's the person that abuse happened to. She went ahead and had kids with someone who also is a colorist and problematic, and she's living her best life. I'm sure a lot of dark-skinned Black women still use Fenty Beauty, though. They not stopping buying that, though. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we kind of have to leave room for not necessarily being super perfect. It's the same kind of thing that we look at when, elections happen and everything. Everyone wants the best candidate, but some people also want like a perfect candidate. Nobody is gonna be perfect. We have to leave room for that. But I will say that you can be very, strong and opinionated about things that do harm us. Like that girl that came and disrupted and was attacking, you guys handled it and it was quick. But when it comes to situations like, who you support, what you do, and all of that kind of stuff, you have to be able to, kind of put some grace on that, because we're all on our phones here, and people in Congo are dying. Children in Congo are dying mining this stuff. People are still buying, cell phones. They're still buying computers. I recently just bought an iPad, but I make it a point, for example, like I give my old iPad to my sister. I always make sure I'm recycling. You know what I'm saying? And I upgrade only when I truly, truly need it. So that's my way of being like, I can't completely cut off from this thing. I can't cut off from technology completely, but I can kind of do my best to make it a little bit better. And I think that we
Okay.
need to leave room for
You're
that.
okay. I'll just say this in response to that. Of course, like I said earlier, we as Black women, we won't agree on everything. I'll just say one thing when it comes to certain things, like when we just say, well, why care about this because there's something going on with everybody, then that allows, like, certain things to get away, because where do you draw the line at? I just think that certain things, we may not be able to boycott or ban everybody or whatever the case may be, but I think that certain things shouldn't be tolerated in the Black female community. I don't know what's the proper wording to use. Black woman community, Black female community, I don't know. But hold on, you guys, just 1 second. Sorry, I was drinking some water. I think that when there's somebody that has been violent aggressive, abusive towards black women, has done nothing but beat black women down in the ground and make songs that have, aggressively disrespected black women, I think that's somebody that you cannot support. Now, I don't like ASAP Rocky. I think that ASAP Rocky is a colorist. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that. But I don't think, and her marrying him is probably an indicator that Rihanna doesn't care about something like that, because she's not on the losing end of whatever biases that he holds against black women. However, I don't think that's the same that could be compared to like streaming and directly supporting somebody like Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not even here to tell anybody what they can do or listen to or whatever. But I'm just saying that even if Rihanna forgave Chris Brown, it doesn't mean that his actions aren't reprehensible. Like, it's women out here that have forgiven their baby daddies for touching on their children. Like, does that mean that everybody says, well, they forgot about it, so we should just forget about it and invite them to the cookout? I think it's just a slippery slope. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to things like that. But look, I'm not the streaming police, like, as far as telling anybody who they should or should not listen to. Me personally, I'll say, like, if I want to talk about somebody streaming police, like R. Kelly is somebody that like, I have been around people that would try to play, his songs, and I just, because I know the things that he's done and where the mental state he was at when he was writing them, I just can't listen to it. I can't. It like makes me feel sick. Like, I remember being a teenager and listening to Aaliyah, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, and I used to know that song word for word. I used to have a tape that I bought from the music store, and I would play it, and on my stereo in my room, and I used to sing that song word for word. Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. I knew it all. I love the beat. I love the song. I love the way Aaliyah sang it, all of that. But now that I'm grown and I know that he was writing that for a teenager that he was having intercourse with and preying on, I can no longer listen to it. Like, I just can't do it. Like, I can't. It makes me feel sick to my stomach, because I know what he was doing, and it's just like, I can't do it. But it's a lot of black women that still listen to that song, that still listen to R. Kelly and stuff, and I don't really necessarily get on them, because I just say, hey, I just wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But but I do think that we can still have the conversations. But I just, yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to say, like, I understand all the perspectives. I actually understand LaBelle's perspective as well. I get it. I get all of you guys' perspective. I don't know if I'm in the, I don't know. I just want to say, I just try to always interject the in between so that everybody can get along. If y'all understand what I'm trying to do. But let me just keep going, y'all, just in case y'all don't understand what I'm doing. Let me go down here to China. Go ahead, China.
How you doing? How's
Hey, how you
everybody
doing?
doing? I wrote down some things. So give me a minute. I want to know if you guys can hear me when I go to my notes.
Can't hear you now. I can't hear anything. But your screen is blank.
You can't hear me at all when I go to my notes?
No, yeah, I can't hear you when you go to your
Can you
notes.
come back to me really quickly? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem, no problem. Yeah, I'll come back. Yeah, because I think when you click off of anything when you're on YouTube, when you're on TikTok, you can't see it. Let me go down here to Miss Supervillain. And hey, how you doing, sis?
Hello, good afternoon. I first want to say thank you, Chick, for creating this space where we can have these conversations. Sometimes they're fun, sometimes they're going to be difficult. But I first want to acknowledge that this is like one of the few spaces, if not the only space, where we can have these conversations and not be judged. So y'all tap up the screen, because there's not a lot of places like this. So let's keep it going and support it. I want to say to Kalandra, my good sis, I love her so much. And it's going to be more and more difficult jumps in your journey. Just take it as your sister's giving you love. I respect you so much because you are an educator. And I think one of the best ways to affect change is by being a better person and being involved in the youth. You're going to be such a good thing to so many little black girls that you encounter or young black women. I'm not sure what grade you teach, but I think doing the work is, I just admire that so much. To Kemi, I love you too, sis. You actually remind me a lot of myself. It might be the Nigerian heritage. We do the no holds bar, except for the pick meism part. I told y'all a long time ago, my father raised me to be a strong black king, so I don't have the pick me experience when it comes to y'all. So I'll just say that. But I definitely love all of y'all. I'm glad we were able to have this conversation in the public. I think someone else acknowledged that. That is very good because it shows that we are true sisters. We're not pretending. We're not trying to hide behind a narrative. We're not trying to play political, respectability politics. We are really trying to improve each other's lives with our experiences and our knowledge. So I want to just thank everyone who participated, the comments, the panelists, about that, because we're sisters. We're going to fight, but as long as we come back and regroup and stay on target and focus on the goal, there is nothing wrong with us fighting because we're human beings. You know how much I have 4 sisters. There's no way I was gonna leave this world without fighting them on a daily basis. So I just want to just acknowledge that. Please don't feel bad or think that we gotta cover anything up because black women have a reputation of not getting along. No, we're sisters for real. And if you have a sister, you know you fight with your sister. I just want to say this real quick, if you allow me. We are sisters. We come together. We make each other stronger. Okay, let me stop. Y'all know I'm obsessed with Cheetah Girls, so I had to throw that in there. I'm going to spin the block, but I just want y'all to know I love y'all. And if y'all feel that little tinkle in your heart, this is not me ending. I'm going to spin the block. I just want to let y'all know that little tinkle in your heart, that's me giving out a hug. And I'm going to always love black women no matter what. I'm going to yield for now. Thank you.
All right, I appreciate you, Supervillain. And before I get to Wakanda, I just want to say one thing. I saw in the comments that China Suede says that Rihanna admitted to being the main one, starting with Chris Brown and being the main aggressor. And this is the type of things that I actually really be talking about when I say that like black women really go so hard for people like Chris Brown and Tory Lanez that they actually will not even do any type of research or any type of factual information because that is not true. A quick Google search will tell you that Rihanna never said that. She never stated that she was the main aggressor. Never did she say that she assaulted Chris Brown. Instead, what she stated was that she did not try to fight back. And all she wanted was the attack to stop. Now, she said that I really just don't understand. The only person that said this stuff was Chris Brown, the Negro that was doing the beating. The Negro that was caught waiting outside a club for Carucci and forcing himself in there. The same Chris Brown that said on his post that you bees want a nigga to love you, but now if they do, you ain't never getting rid of me. I'm going to bother you until the day that you die. These are things that this man said out of his own mouth. So this idea of black women trying to find some type of way to make Rihanna the aggressor when it's Negroes out here beating the brakes off of women every single solitary day, I have no idea why black women act like it's so far-fetched for a man, a black man, or a biracial man to beat the brakes off of a black woman. Black women make up the largest percent of black women that get the brakes beat off of them. Black women make up the largest percentage of women that are unalived and put in the dirt. Black women make the largest percentage of women that are pregnant that are unalived by their partners. What are you doing? And I do believe that that's the reason why that lady that was just in the box dropped, because she said that she was going to get her notes, which her notes that were probably taken from your nearest red pill platform. This idea of black women feeling like they have got to protect and defend a man that would not spit on them if they were on fire, would not offer them a ham sandwich if they were laying in the street, and a ham sandwich would be the only thing that would save their life. It's crazy to me. And it's like, how can you take notes on anything when you don't even know that the things that are coming out of your mouth are inaccurate and not factual? That is crazy. In this day and age in society, when everybody has a phone in their hand that is worth at least a stack, the fact that people don't even take the time to look up something to say, you know what? All of these black women seem to be very mad at Chris Brown. All of these black women seem to be this. Let me go look into that. Let me go see if this man has multiple assault charges against a lot of different people besides Rihanna. Let me see if Rihanna even said that. It's crazy to me. It's the same people that say Tory Lanez didn't do it. They can listen to the jail call of that man apologizing clearly for pew. They can listen to the jail call of that man apologizing clearly for pew-pewing that lady and still say that Meg lied. This is really scary. Like black women, you will really scary. Like black women, you will never succeed until you deliver yourself from the chains of trying to protect black men. This is the reason why black men are, because they know that no matter what they do, it don't matter how disloyal they are. It don't matter how many B's and 304s they call you. It don't matter how much they damage you and your image in front of the public eye. It doesn't matter how many times they cheat. It doesn't matter how many times they baby mama you. It doesn't matter how many times they unalive you or show up at the school while you're dropping your child off with another woman and hold you in a headlock while they have that other woman pew you in the face. They know that no matter what, all of these things that they do, that you will still take your time to get in alive to defend one of them. And that is a scary, scary thing. This devotion and this worship that black women show towards black men, that they do not reciprocate collectively. It is not reciprocated collectively. And I don't want to hear about your daddy or your son or your brother or your man, because even if that is the case, those are outliers. That is not the collective. So what is going on? That is so sad to me to see these things. It really is. And for this person right here in the comments, D25, that says this is sad how divided we are as a race. This mindset and conversation is the reason. It's so funny that anytime black women talk about standing on business and having some freaking self-respect for themselves and not constantly running after a group of men that don't want to be ran after, now all of a sudden, oh my gosh, this thought state of mind is ruining the black community. You talking about having self-esteem and self-worth is ruining the black community, black woman, because you're supposed to be our doormats. Oop, no, I'm sorry. Y'all supposed to be my black queen. It's crazy because y'all never say anything about anyone else that talks about standing up for themselves. You never go in these same lives and tell black men when they're bashing black women, talking about their noses, their skin complexions, their hair, calling them 304s and baby mamas and worthless, and saying all of these other races of women are so much better. You never talk about that. That's damaging the black community. You never talk about black men's lust and desire for everything that isn't black is ruining the black community. But because I'm telling black women that they need to stand up for themselves and stop defending black men collectively when black men don't do it, now I'm ruining the black community? Get real. And first of all, I'm black, sir. So of course I'm talking about black men. If you want me to talk about men in general, absolutely, men in general are trashy and can't be trusted. Sure, absolutely. But black men, when we're talking about in the black community, and I think this is a thing that a lot of y'all black men don't want to accept. There is something uniquely disturbing about black men. Is there something wrong with the majority of men? Do a lot of men do the majority of violence and rape and unalivings and all of these things? Absolutely. But the most violence that you will receive usually is from somebody that looks like you. Most crime is intraracial, sir, if you didn't know. So that's the reason why I talk about black men, because most of the time if something happens to a black woman, because most crime and wrongdoing is intraracial, is going to happen from a black man. So let's really wake that up, sir, and talk about it, okay? And once again, black men are in a unique position because of one thing. Black men are the only ones that openly do not protect their race of women and tell everybody that they don't do it. They're the only ones that publicly uplift other races of men's daughters and say, these women look better. these women are better. These women are way better than anything that I could ever create. Black men are the only ones that do that. Black men are the only ones that will racially degrade a black woman and then encourage other races to come in. There's no way in the world a white or a black man will allow something to go on with another race to beat a woman right in front of them and not do anything. Just like that viral video of that like Arab man that was calling those black women, I think he was calling them porch monkeys or N-words or something. And all of them black men was sitting at that picnic table and they actually told those black women, oh yeah, he called y'all N-words and didn't do nothing about it. Only black men do things like that. You think that there's going to be a group of white men that's going to see one black man going at a group of white women and they not finna do something to you? Are you crazy? You finna be strange fruited out there. That's the difference between black men and the collective of other races. So even though all men are bad, statistically speaking, logically speaking, there are unique issues that plague black men that don't plague other groups. So if you get out your feelings, homie, and actually hear what I'm saying, you would know that it's the truth. Because what I said is the truth. And somebody in the comments, what's your name? TK says all men are bad. Nobody said all men are bad. And that's the thing. I really feel like y'all are very emotional and y'all really must all wear boy shorts or thong panties. I don't know what your preference is, briefs, whatever, but I know that y'all got some lady draws underneath y'all pants because nobody said that. But what we're talking about is collectively. But somebody always got to give y'all the caveat that it's not all of y'all when it's probably you that typed it in the chat. That's what's crazy to me because y'all don't never say, it's not all black women, fellas. It's not all black women. Y'all never do that. So why does somebody have to coddle y'all and say, oh, not all men, not all men. And TK, when you talk about where's the statistics, the fact that you don't know where the statistics are means you're a dummy. Respectfully, you got a phone, look it up. Nobody owes you any type of labor. Don't nobody have to give you no statistics. You look it up, goofball. Like, please, none of y'all give this man a single statistic. Don't tell him nothing. He needs to go look it up on his own. Because people always want black women to mammy for them. And go look it up and go give them all these stats. And then, even if you give them the stats, they're still going to tell you, oh, that's the white T-man stats. We can't trust and believe that. I don't know what that is. No, you ain't telling the truth. So get out of here. But let me go up here to Wakanda. And then I'll go down here to T, who has something to say. Go ahead, Wakanda.
When you know, China, she says she's requesting.
Oh, okay. She requested. Okay.
T
Hold
can
on.
go.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead, Wakanda. Or maybe she's doing something. So hold on. Let me stop her timer, and then I'll come back to her.
Okay, I was just gonna say shit. I just say all. I say all. I say all, and whoever's offended, you're the one I'm talking about. Any man that jumps up and say, "Why are you saying all? Why are you generalizing?" That's not right. Then you, who I'm talking to. You the one I'm talking to, because if I was to say on the same platform that, hey, we all here, oh yeah, we all suck dick up in here, suck it. We all suck it, suck it, suck it, suck it. We like a big black cock. Are you gonna jump in and say, hey, not all? No, you're not. You're gonna mind your damn business and pay the business that minds you. So I don't care, like, if you running up on the internet and thinking somebody's entitled to your feelings because you heard something, you felt offended, that is a you problem. That is a you problem. I don't do no coddling for no man. I don't care if I hurt your feelings. I don't care if you heard me said all. So what? I said all in what? I'm generalizing. Yes, so what? So what? Yes, I am. Trigger ain't. I am. So what? It's all of you.
All right, you guys. It's not skipping anymore, is it, you guys? Because I blocked a whole bunch of men that I just saw in the chat box. Because normally when y'all say that it's skipping, it means like some men have come in here and started reporting. So it's not skipping no more. Okay, great. It's probably because I blocked all of those men. So I'm gonna go up here real quickly to China, and then
No, I'm ready.
Oh, you ready now, Wakanda? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll go to Wakanda then, and then go China.
First
Okay,
of
go ahead,
all,
Wakanda.
hey guys.
First, I just want to say that the pick me is a strong devil. It cannot be bargained with, it cannot be reasoned with, and it will not stop until it is picked. Do you understand? I was on a live this morning, this early mama, and a woman came on because the live prompt said, why are Nigerian men going around creating single moms around the world? Why is it that they're not held accountable and they're abandoning their women and children? And a woman who was not even Nigerian, she was South African, came on and was basically saying that I'm bitter, and the other lady that was pointing out that we're bitter, we're miserable. Maybe if men hadn't used us, we wouldn't be feeling like this. And I'm like, whoa, excuse me. Boris Johnson, which someone pointed out, came on national television and complained about the inordinate amounts of people that were being abandoned and the mixed race children that were being created in these unions. But she didn't care about that. She was policing the tone. She was there saying, oh, give grace. And I'm just sick of it. Our angry ginger leprechaun. I don't know if you guys saw the angry leprechaun that was shouting about black women and they need to take off their wigs and we need to be put in our place. That guy has now finally come out and started saying, it was my mental health. And there's women already in the comment section saying, yeah, because, mental health, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, first of all, the only reason this man is drawing for the random grey area of mental health card is because he got fired from the position that he had on that podcast. If the money was still rolling in, he would have not even tried to draw for mental health and apologize. Even his so-called makeshift apology was him doubling down on what he said and glorifying his Pakistani girlfriend, who is probably going to make a single mom as well. I need to take a drag. Give me a second. The fact that we seem to, even with days, the insult was fresh off of his breath. The fact that there's still somebody out there ready to, hey, I can't find my words. There's someone ready out there to come and give him grace. A lot of you, I think that there's a lot of, let me get the right words. Let me calm down. There is a lot of religious psychosis amongst the black female community. And I'm very worried because it's religion that usually founds the backbone of this rubbish argument. Jesus, if you actually read the word for yourself, had zero patience for nonsense. And I wish I had a holy cane to discipline some of you. My time is up.
Okay. All right. Wakanda. Let me go up here to it's always a pleasure to speak to you, Wakanda. You cracked me up. Let me go over here to China. Okay, China's back up here. All right, let me go. Let me start your shoot. Hold on. It's so difficult for me to click at the top of this live. For people at the top is crazy. Here, yeah, you could just go ahead and speak. I can't click on the timer for you.
Okay.
Because it's acting up.
Good morning, everybody. I just want to start with saying that Black women carry like an unmatched strength, presence, and energy. I'm going like from the bottom up, basically. But sometimes that gets poured, I would say, into the wrong places when it's
I'm
harnessed with
sorry,
intention.
China. I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said, sis. I'm sorry. Could you start over? I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Of course.
Can you
I would say
speak up?
I'm going from the bottom up. I'm speaking as loud as I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, China. I'm sorry about that. I just didn't hear you the first time.
Okay, perfect. I would say that I'm going from the bottom up. I would say like Black women basically we carry an unmatched presence, energy and strength, but sometimes it does get poured into the wrong places. I feel like whenever it's harnessed with intention, it could shift the culture, build empires, and change lives. So whenever we teach each other, it's time like Black women, as Black women, we start protecting that power, of course, but using it in a way to uplift ourselves and each other, while holding each other accountable as well. Whenever it does come with the whole pick-meism thing, I honestly feel like it's just a way to dismiss people who think or act differently. We're not a monolith. Not everyone who disagrees with the popular opinion is desperate for validation. Sometimes people just have different perspectives, and that is definitely okay. And I do want to talk about the whole making ugly men desirable problem, right? And it's a joke that people like ugly men being desirable. It's like it's not a shocking concept to me, but it's attraction isn't really just about looks. If we're talking about Young Thug specifically, that man he does not get any love from me because he's just an openly disrespectful human being to me. However, if we're talking about like just men in a whole, let's just be real. If men like openly says some things, the same thing about women, they would be labeled as shallow or disrespectful. There would be a double standard, and there is a double standard on how we talk about desirability. I do want to say within the fourth one about interracial dating, I don't feel like being pro black. I feel like means uplifting and advocating for Black people in our communities, but that commitment doesn't disappear just because someone dates outside of their race. Now, whenever you date with intention, love is personal and doesn't cancel out the work someone does for their people. Self-love is it's essential, but it doesn't mean ignoring your flaws at all. Real growth really comes with it. If you can love yourself and still hold yourself accountable, being able to say, hey, I was wrong, it's just as powerful as saying, this is what I deserve. And then for the last thing, I did want to speak about the whole Chris Brown thing. I feel like he's shown appreciation for Black women throughout his career, his collaborations, the fan interactions. Yes, some people make mistakes, and I'm not excusing that at all. But just because his dating preference is different, but having a type doesn't automatically mean he disrespects or dislikes his own race. So this is coming from somebody he was just in Dallas. He had an after party. I'm a Black woman. A lot of my friends are Black women. We were in the section with him. Cool, right? I mean, that doesn't really mean anything, but just saying. You see that online saying, oh, there's never any Black women within whatever, but preference is preference. Like just how everybody has preference. I have a preference as well. And yeah, that is about it. Oh yeah, wait, my timer is still going. I did hear it like in the comments about how some older women could be perceived as bitter, and I do disagree with that. I do feel like some older women may carry hurt or bitterness from their past relationships, but that doesn't erase like their wisdom they've gained. And if you listen like very closely of them having those life lessons, you're able to gather the strength and the lessons and the guidance they're able to offer. You just have to separate the pain from the message. And that's it.
Okay,
And I didn't
so
pay any money to get into anything.
okay, so I have a question for you. I saw that you said in the comments. I have a couple questions for you, but the first one is, I saw you in the comments. You mentioned that Rihanna said that she was the one that initiated she was the aggressor. Did you hear what I said about that?
I did. I replied back in the comments. I'm not sure if you heard. If you
No,
saw
I
it.
didn't see it. What was your reply?
That I did see an interview. Well, I didn't say that in the comments, but I said I agree with most of the things that you were saying about how you went on to say that some Black men do abuse
Well, no, I
younger
just wanted to
women.
talk about the first thing. Like, do know that Rihanna never said that?
Well, I saw interviews where
There was no interview. She
okay,
never said it. She never ever said it in any interview. She
okay.
never said it. So that I just wanted to make that clear. Now I wanted to address a few things that you said when you talk about Chris Brown and a dating preference. There are preferences, and then there are preferences rooted in bias, right? If you're a black man, or you're presenting as a black man, because like I said, I always thought Chris Brown was black. Had no idea that his mother was not black. Because I thought she was a light-skinned black woman. But my thing is this: is that when you have a preference, especially as a black man, when we know that black men are especially have problems with self-hatred and the glorification of non-black women and putting them on a pedestal. And it's not like it's something that is not unheard of. Plenty of black men will even admit to that. Even Nick Cannon admitted to that. So my thing is that when you have a dating preference that's not your own, that's already strange. But then it's also strange for you to put the women down that are the main supporters of yourself. I don't think that anyone has a preference for somebody that, oh, he likes somebody that's thinner, or he likes somebody that's thicker, or he likes somebody that with this type of hair or that type of hair. But to have a black man that has publicly gone on record to say in a song that says, hey, I'm only talking to the B words with good hair, for somebody that's on record as abusing not just one woman but multiple women, somebody that is on record that you saw at Usher's birthday skating party yelling at Tiana Taylor and calling her a bitch and getting up in her face very aggressive, like all of these things to support a man that also busted somebody upside the head with a bottle of tequila, somebody that also attacked another man, singer Frank Ocean, and also has supported another black man that actually pew-pewed another black woman, a peer of his, that is actually in prison right now. All of these things are concerning to support that type of man, as a black woman. For you to want to go to a club or an environment just to be there, like, respectfully, like a groupie, to hang around just to be in a man like that section, that is very concerning to me, as far as how you view yourself and also how you view your sisters, that you would even want to be in the presence of a man that would never ever choose you, that you're too black for him. And I think it's representative in the women that he's chosen, the women that he's chosen to make babies with, that you are an afterthought unless you have some money, unless you can support and uplift him in some way that he can use and extract something from you. But he would never give you anything other than to say, get this jigaboo out of my section, respectfully. That is very weird, this idea that black women want to support men that look down on them and think that they are unworthy. So it is beyond a preference. It is why support someone that looks down on you and thinks you're unworthy. And I understand that we can't save all black women from this idea of this worship of men that never would worship them. That's on you and your own self-esteem. But I do implore you to find a therapist and unpack why you need to support men. You know what I'm saying? That think of you as less than. And then what you said about the double standard as far as like looks go, with what somebody said about Young Thug being ugly. I find the idea of saying that there's a double standard in the way men that are ugly are viewed versus women is absolutely insanity. And this is exactly what I'm saying when we talk about like pick-meism. There are men that will not even be nice to a woman or give her common decency, won't even hold the door for her, won't even talk to her, don't even think that she has a right to an opinion or a perspective or a thought process if he thinks she is unattractive to him. Women are judged on their looks in every way, shape, form, and fashion. Women are even shamed for having a biological process called aging that men go through themselves. Men have started the whole idea of judging people based on looks. We all know that. So that's the reason why people tell women that beauty is their currency, because how harsh men are on women and what they look like. So to even dare say that a woman calling Young Thug ugly, which he is ugly, respectfully, objectively, he is an unattractive man. I would venture to say the majority of women would say that he's unattractive unless they were interested in what was in his wallet. So that to me is automatically a crazy thing. And I
Could you
think that
understand what I said about that? Because when I paused,
just let me finish. I
yeah.
didn't interrupt you. I just want to finish what I'm saying. I think that a lot of times we as women have got to understand, first of all, like I said earlier, speaking in a certain type of tone, even if you're saying something that's wild, doesn't make you like feminine. It doesn't make you more feminine than the women that speak with more power and more strength and more conviction in their voice. It doesn't make that. The only people that may think that are other fools or other black men that seek to triangulate certain black women against other black women. So I also wanted, that's something that I forgot to mention. Just because you speak in a calm monotone and you say something, it doesn't take away from the violence of whatever it is that you're saying. Because I could easily say something, hey, you know what? I hate your guts. You make me sick. You're the most worthless person in the whole United States. And that's a violent thing that I said. And just because I elevated my voice and said it in a different way, the effect is still the same. And I really wish that women would stop doing that. And I noticed that it's a lot of women that have male-centered talking points that use that type of, I feel like it's almost a type of weapon. that is used against other black women that they hear with strong voices. They say, oh, wow, these women got strong voices. I don't have anything to really combat what they're saying because the things that they're saying is straight facts. So what I will do is, instead of attacking their points, I will attack their tone. I will attack their confidence. I will attack their conviction. And that to me is ultimately problematic, and it's rooted in a male-centered way of thinking. And you know what? I'm a rest for now, but I just want to say that. And oh, well, no, let me just say one more thing. I would say one more thing is that I also, this is not just a note to China that's up there, but this is a note to any pick me woman that, and I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off and throw it out there and put it on the floor. Yes, I do believe that China is a pick me. I do believe that that was up here was a pick me. I don't like to use those words loosely, nor do I use those words loosely. Now, other black women may, but I do not. I do not call you a pick me if you got a man. I do not call you a pick me if you got a male son. I do not do any of that. I call you a pick me if you are one. And I really would like to say that I want pick-me's to understand that, especially if you go into this space is filled with very intelligent, very educated, very enlightened black women that can easily, we know what the deal is with you within 30 seconds of you speaking. So you're not fooling anybody but what you're trying to say. And I think that the problem is that there are a lot of these pick me women that are used to being in male spaces with black men that are completely uneducated and unable to critically think, that are unable to comprehend anything, that have a second, third grade reading level. So they're used to being the smartest person in the room, but here you're not. So we know what you're trying to get at when you say these things. And that's the reason why you receive the energy that you receive, because we can see through it like it's a wet paper towel. But let you respond, China. You can go ahead.
I think it's crazy to start talking about voices when nobody ever tried to say anything about anybody's tone that was within here. To try to say that, oh, because I'm using my regular voice to talk, that I am trying to disrespect or invalidate anything that anybody is saying is crazy. It does sound like maybe
It's
you
crazy
are.
that you talked about Rihanna. It's crazy that you said that
Okay,
Rihanna was the main aggressor. That's what was
okay.
crazy. It's
Would
crazy
you
that you
like
tried to
me to
defend Chris
sit
Brown in
here,
here.
or are
That's
you
what's
gonna be an
crazy.
adult
And that's the
and
reason why you got the energy
be
that you got. So I'm going to say that. That's what's crazy. It's
okay? So
crazy
you're
that
not
you
gonna be an
decided
adult.
to get,
That's
excuse
fine.
me, it's crazy. I'm not going to let you speak right now.
I
So
could.
you can stop or I'll drop you. It's
I'll
just
drop
that simple.
myself.
It's my life. Okay, you can drop. You can drop or I can drop you, but you will mute yourself. Okay. So as I was saying, what's crazy is it's crazy that the first thing that came out of your mouth when you
And
got in
this
this
is what's
live
wrong with
was
you
to
guys.
defend Chris Brown. That's what was crazy. That's what was crazy. And I'm glad that you left. That's what was crazy. Okay. It was crazy that you said that Rihanna was the aggressor when that lady was literally beat up and you have the pictures to prove it. We saw Chris Brown face. He ain't have none of that on there. So who was the main aggressor for real? Who was out there biting people? Who had a bite mark on them? Please get out of here. So like don't come in here with that BS, bro, and act like you don't understand why you got the energy that you got. Cause you know what you came in here to do. You came in here to be the finest doormat that has ever been seen for men. And that's embarrassing. Because I just like I said about the IG baddie India Love, how she's now grasping at straws, trying to maintain relevancy, yelling at girls that are 10 years younger than her. Being a pick-me is not a sustainable life choice. Men will always turn on you. They will always turn on you, baby. You need to get with the winning team. The winning team is black women. Anytime you throw black women to the side and you uplift the men, you always gonna lose, baby. You're always gonna lose. The most person that will be quickest to help you, support you, protect you, defend you out in public is a black woman. Please believe that. Understand that. So when you're not on the team that we're on, you're on the losing team. Period. And China Sway, you said the winning team is your husband. Once again, are you with your husband 24/7? Is your husband hearing this live? Huh? That's exactly what I mean. Like, it's insane to me. And dare I say that women that are pick-me's like China, never attract good men in the first place. I don't know a single solitary pick me that I know that's married that has a decent man that treats them with respect. None. None. Because a man that actually respected women as human beings and valued them would be disgusted at your behavior. Like, and that's just the truth. And I really wish that y'all would know that. So y'all think that maybe y'all will attract a certain type of man when y'all really attract the worst type of man with your behavior. Because a man that's really thinking, really progressive is going to be repulsed by a pick me. But anyway, let me just it's mind boggling how these women that are they have this type of agenda and they feel like nobody can see it. Like it's written all over your face. It's right there. People know once you first start talking. Anyway, let me just get back to it. I'll start here with Zora and I'll go back down. Did you have anything to say, Zora? I don't know if you did or not. I can't hear her. Can y'all hear Zora? Or did you have something to say, Zora? Okay, well, I'll just keep going. Maybe Zora will speak a little later.
Yeah.
I think after. Oh, Zora's back. Zora?
Okay, you there, Zora? Her mic is unmuted, but I don't hear her. Let me send you another request to turn your mic on and see. She might be having problems with her mic, so I'll just move
I'll
down and
come
I'll
back
come
to
back to
me.
Zora.
It's a delay.
Oh,
Come
I
back
hear
to
you
me.
now.
Hear you now.
Oh, but she said come back to her, so she
Oh,
probably.
okay.
Dang. I wanted to.
Oh, go ahead, Zora.
Okay, so
Oh, snap.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness. What is happening? Zora, do you want to go? I can wait for you to go. Because you first anyway.
Okay, Zora, you there? She might be having something with the connection.
So I guess we'll keep going. Oh, yeah, I
You
guess
got
we'll keep going then. I just find it so funny that, if you know that you're not in your space and you know that what we're talking about and what we're valuing is not aligned, you can exit stage left. Like nobody's holding you to be here. Nobody is pressing you to stay here. It's so strange how it's always these types of disruptions and distractions always are in these spaces where you're trying to uplift Black women, where you're trying to be like, think for yourself, where you're trying to be like, have confidence in yourself, love yourself, don't take any crap from nobody. It's always there that they come and try to drag you to the pits of ghetto hell. What is that? Like for me, the pits of ghetto hell is you putting your life and your dreams and everything aside for a man. And I just also want Black women to say, because they love to throw out stats, y'all are single mothers, y'all, don't get married, etc. So when one of them is married, God, you will never hear the end of it. I come from a culture where marriage is like breathing, okay? It's not impressive that you married, sis, and that you found a man. Anyone can find a man with a pulse and a job like tomorrow, next, like in 5 minutes. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like it's not special. And I hope that he never leaves you. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to be licking the disgusting ground that he's walking on, I really hope that, you have your own life and your own things going on, because it's always women who think that could never be me. Everything could never be them. Everything like that will never happen to me. It's always the others. I'm special. I'm special. I'm not like the others, I'm the baddest. Okay, girl, like whatever. Think whatever you want to think, but life is very humbling, and there's nothing more humbling than men. Trust and believe. They will make you eat dirt and want to convince you that you're eating filet mignon. Okay? So I just feel like go to, the spaces where that's what y'all want to do. That's what y'all want to do. Worship men, defend men and stuff like that are doing black women wrong. Like, it's so strange to me how in this space where you're doing something very positive and something very difficult, I
I'll
might add.
I'll give you one more minute, LaBelle.
Okay, no problem. I was wrapping up anyway. And the other thing I also wanted to add is it's nice that, we see these things in real time, because I want black women to, before you act emotionally, before you start, going off, and I'm not trying to police your tone. Please believe it, okay? I'm just saying, just take it for what it is. There are certain things that once you take it at face value and you look at it for what it is, it doesn't move you anymore. Like, it doesn't move you anymore. Like the men that were talking about, you guys need to heal. You are these bitter black bitches. Blah, 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 blah. I was actually laughing when they were putting their comments in there, because I'm like, it's the same tired BS, for the love of God. Find something else. Pick something else. Like pull something else out of your booty hole, because we done heard it all before. Like, at this point, it's like a song now. Like, it doesn't hit. Like, that bitter thing doesn't hit the way you guys think it will. And I land.
All right, I appreciate you. I just wanted to say, to China in the comments, how you're saying that you just said Chris Brown and everything went left. I think that what you're not understanding is the talking point that you have is rooted in violence, and it's rooted in the dismissal of a very traumatic thing to happen to a black woman. And also, what Rihanna's situation, when people say that, is usually used as a dog whistle to dismiss the intensity and the violence of what happened to her. And usually people that speak like that are on some BS. It's just like how black people decipher on whether somebody is a racist or not, right? If somebody gets up here and the first thing they say is all lives matter, and they say BLM was a sham, or they say that Trump is changing the country, or they say make America great again, or they say any of these things, or they say that, hey, black people are committing the majority of the crime in the United States, there's certain dog whistles and things that people say that let you know the type of time that they're on. And you say, oh, snap, look at all the things that they're saying. This is a racist person. That's how people put together the pieces, the things that come out of your mouth, the words that you say, the words that you place together mean something. So the fact that you came in here and your first mode was to defend Chris Brown and to make it seem as if Rihanna was the one doing the beating, it was it was very clear to place together, if you are an intelligent individual, you really don't even got to be smart, that it's clear to know that you are a male-centered individual, that you are a pick-me individual, and that you have some type of internalized self-hatred and misogynoir towards other black women. And for the people that ask, like, why black women come in these type of spaces, the reason why black women like this come into spaces where they know that they won't be well received is because they do not get poured into in their real life. Being a pick-me is a thankless profession. It is something that they will never receive what they are giving out. They will never get it. So in order to get validation in some way, they like to go in spaces with other black women and pretend that they are above these black women. They like to pretend that their husband is somebody that all of these other black women are so mean and nasty and pulling out their braids and their edges about, that they really are just so jealous of them, that they're such a superior woman. They're the only ones that live in this delusion, but they like to feel like that. So they can walk away and say, oh, those women, they just couldn't handle me. I was speaking facts, even though the lady didn't even know that the stuff that she was repeating wasn't even true. But that's what they like to do. They like to go into some place where they can pretend to have some type of superior standing. And that to me is actually pathetic, that you want to try to go somewhere where you feel like you want to stand on the backs of other black women to make yourself feel like you're the top. But that's a whole nother thing entirely. But that is exactly the mind state behind a lot of these women, because when you are a pick-me, you attract men that only seek to siphon from you. The men don't seek to pour in. The men don't seek to love. The men seek to control and crush. And that is the type of men that these women attract. They never attract men that are going to do anything for them other than leave them with a wet behind and a broken spirit. And that's clearly what China has. But let me keep going. Go ahead, supervillain.
That was well said, Trig, and I hope the message was received. Although we know how it is when it comes to pick me's or male centered women, and I'm gonna say this: there's two places I don't go with them, and that's back and forth. But for the 100th time, because I know those last two women were sent by Marie. Like, Marie got a whole gang because every time we talk about Chris Brown, these women show up. Marie, the point is not about Chris Brown preference. The point is that the women he does not prefer drop so much money, time, and dedication to him when he has said in more way than once that he can't stand these women. We are talking about the women's behavior who idolized Chris Brown after he said kick rocks, bitch. Marie, it's not about Chris Brown. I know she's listening somewhere. I know it's you, Marie, and I'm sorry. Trig, we know it's her. Like, why are we even pretending? We know it's Marie. Marie, it's not about Chris Brown. He can love light-skinned women from today to the end of time. It's the women he don't like dropping the bag on him who we are talking about. It's the women investing the time in a man that does not care about them. It's insane. Trig has it in the prompt. That's just... And by the way, I wanted to get to the other prompt. I'm just going to end by saying this. When we say Rihanna got over it, I'm going to let you know, Black women, specifically Black girls, experience a different type of trauma. So when Rihanna, the super mega star, feelings or what happened to her is invalidated, what do you think the little Black girl from who knows where or from whatever neighborhood is going to feel? The point is that we do not validate, we do not accept, we do accept the abuse of Black women and little girls. So much so that at this point, a lot of them cannot recognize that it's abuse. We just think it's normal Black community behavior. That's why I end all the time with telling y'all to talk to that little Black girl inside you. She's still there. Validate her. Do something nice for her. Because when Rihanna can't get respect in these streets, Rihanna, who y'all been begging for an album for the last 10 years, what's the little Black girl down the street gonna think? The little Black girl in you that never got validated, because quiet at its kept, so many abuse we have taken and we don't even realize we've been abused. We just think it's normal behavior because it's the Black community. Trig, I just want to thank you for creating the space again. You know, I try to talk with you every other day, and I know it's hard, but having this space to have these conversations, even the pick-me's who just showed that what you're doing is working. However, you know, I'm going to always tease you. It's 70-30 over here. I'm not changing my number, but having this space is just, it allows us to connect. It allows us to be in a safe space and witness in real time the shit and the lessons that we're trying to learn. And I just want y'all to tap the screen because we got to show her appreciation. Because Marie, it's not about Chris Brown. That's all I got to say.
All right. I appreciate you, supervillain. I just want y'all to know, and because people are asking in the comments, like, who is Marie? Marie is a lady that came up here. She came up here when we were talking about Chris Brown before and was like trying to defend Chris Brown and stuff like that. And she was just acting like a pygmy. She was going nuts. And she dropped out the live and she called, like, she said that we were just a bunch of bitter Black women. And then when we were talking about Young Thug, I think it was yesterday, I want to say, and like Mariah the Scientist, she came up again. I thought that I had blocked her, but I didn't even realize who she was at first, but then she started doing the same thing. She was trying to protect Young Thug and stuff like that. So Marie is just a known pick me, but I already blocked her. But that's why we keep saying it, because we didn't have this many pick me's coming around until Marie came that day. Then it was like after that, we just started getting like a whole bunch of pick me's coming. Like after Marie came, yeah, oh yeah, and like Chilotam said in the chat, Marie said that she had good hair. She said that she had good hair that straightened down with water. So you already know that like Marie was really crazy. Marie was wilding for real. But I'm gonna go up here and make sure that everybody else gets a chance to speak before I get out of here, because girls, ladies, I'm at like almost 3 hours. So I'm over my time. So I'm gonna go up here to Zora, then Wakanda, and then I'll let Gabrielle close it out. Go ahead, Miss Zora.
Yo, Trigger. We had number 5. I wanted to talk about number 3. Exactly, Coach T. I wanted to talk about number 3 because I thought I was gonna get a chance just to bang on their heads and talk about how they're ugly. But now we're at number 5, which is energy being harvested, and that's why I wanted my little chance at China, but she couldn't obey rules because it's a woman who was given to him. The fact that she started with the thing that I heard that was the most telling to me was that someone taught her that you separate pain from your actual painful experience. When you separate pain from your experience, your voice sounds like this because you're not present. Pain has been separated from your experience. So now the people who taught you that can just give you pain and you accept it. And then you come here, right, with the energy of getting back your get back, which is number 5. So the men take, and you come in here and try to take from us, right? So I wanted my little turn because Coach T had a conversation. We were having a conversation. I think it was on your live, Trigger, about at some point we have to thinking war, but I'm there. I'm sorry, WAR. I'm there thinking like I wanted my chance to practice with her to see. I wanted her to go tell them a message because at this point, that's what they are. They're not redeemable in the sense of being used for our side, quotation marks, not as human beings, but I'm just leaving that there. So I wanted to tell her to tell Cersei I sent him. That's what I wanted to whisper to her. I wanted to tell her what to tell them husbands and them boy children that she had. I wanted to tell her that they don't need any standards. They should be able to behave as they are, but keep them on your side, B. I wanted to speak to her and see if I can speak to the pick-me to go tell them men a message. Because at this point, they have to be like the BOK Panthers, right? They used white tea people in a very particular way. At this point, I'm telling y'all, I'm just somewhere else with it, but I'll just leave it there because it's, you about to go and it's going to get the live fired up again. I want to thank all the people giving gifts to. Before we get out of here, let's get triggered up to, I don't see why we can't get to 100K because she get out of here. Let's get triggered up to, I don't see why we can't get to 100K because she deserves it. She's holding this space. And I don't know if y'all have hosted spaces before and you know what all it takes, but it's easy just to tap the screen. I just wanted to remind us to do that. The last thing I wanted to say is that when you don't make an example of Marie, I know I sound crazy, triggered. I know it sounds way radical. But Marie bringing in all the other ones, it's like I feel like I'm gonna sound a little. I want to couch it so bad, but that's on another thing. I'll send you a DM.
You can say
Thank you,
you can
PhD, for
say
sending
it,
these
Zora.
gifts.
You can say it, Zora.
This is what I'm trying to say. Listen, let me tell you something. Sometimes you got to make a public example of somebody and put them on this public square so they won't bring in the fellow pick-me's when we're trying to do something. The fact that we're talking about rising up in a particular way and these energies and ghosts and spirits are coming in here telling us what we're supposed to do and how to do it, it goes together. Like that's the intersection. We go to move and here they come to tell us what the patriarchal rule is. I'm saying that as much as I love Black women, that's why my first time on your stage, I acknowledged that, I feel your love for us. I do feel it, Trigger. We all, at the beginning of the male rule, there were BOK women who were co-architects of this structure. I'm just saying that. And that had to be my heart being broken for me to be able to see that. I just wanted to say that piece. So that's it. I'm coding it heavily, but
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Are you saying that we just sometimes we have to get at them? Is that what you're saying? Basically, without
that's it. That's all. Because There's nothing else because it leaves us vulnerable in a position where they're double agents because what they're doing is literally siphoning number 5 our energy and going and making the other side stronger to attack us from a siphoned position. That's literally what's happening psychically, energetically. That's what's happening. I can't tell us how to do that because we're in real time practicing. But these numbers need to be up. We need to be closer to 100K because we have to directly address the energy, but not necessarily because I don't know my relationship to the collective. That's where I'm at with the trigger. So I'm not telling us to do things particularly, but I'm saying if we're talking about winning, we can't be talking about allowing and permissiveness either. Winning and grace don't always go together. I just want to say that. That's it. And I
Oh
feel
no,
like
no,
like
I got you.
emotionally full because you have to be able to not say that I can rely on the collective to get me to a place if the collective means that all of us have to go. That's it.
Oh
But
no, I got you.
I
I
have
got
I
you.
have ADHD too, so I just want to acknowledge PhD sending these gifts. When I see an overlay, one of them gifts that like lights up the screen, I'm like, oh, okay. I can breathe again because these pick-me's take work to listen to. It takes work to listen to their disembodied knowledge logic that men have inserted upon them. It's a lot of work. So thank y'all for gifting Trigger, the live, the panel, and keep hitting the screen until we get out of here because, hey, we can do 100K, right? We're soldiers.
All right, all right. I appreciate you, Zora. And I definitely agree with you. I will say this. I have come at pick me's before. And sometimes black women have DM'd me and said that I was being too mean and stuff like that. And so I have dialed it back a little bit, even though I always try to make sure, like today when I had the interchange, I don't know if you were here when I had the interchange with the lady named and how I roasted her a little bit. And I normally only reserve that for black men, but I made sure that I tried to say in the live that once you start showing me that like you are an extreme pick me, I no longer look at you like I look at black women as a collective. Like I look at give black women grace, all of these things. But once I realize that you are like that, I look at you almost like an enemy. You can't be trusted. So I don't give you the grace that I give other black women. But I know sometimes people really be mad at me when I do certain things. So I do hold back a little bit. But I do know
Walk the
what you mean.
line. You have to walk the line. I'm just saying, you know where I'm at with it? I want to practice figuring out how they can be useful because I get the checking them because they need to be checking. You're going to check them anyway. The way you walk them down is masterful. Hashtag call out to Coach T. But I'm saying now I'm trying to figure out, oh, you are for that. How can you be used? Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at with it. But
Yeah.
I don't know yet. So I just want to practice. But I'm on mute. But she couldn't hold her mule enough for me to practice with her because I want to whisper to her and tell her to go and tell them boy children something. But next time.
I mean, I tried my best with her. But it was like when I muted her and she just kept unmuting herself. And it was just like, that's my thing also is like the pick me's, they want to come up here with me and they want to get the big nuts and they want to unmute themselves, talk to me crazy, talk to me reckless. But when they be in them red pill lives and then red pill be talking about how nappy headed black women
Mute.
are, they be in there silent. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mute.
No, sir. No, sir. But you want to get me to smoke?
Mute, shucking and jiving. Yeah, shucking. That's why I'm like, no. That's why I was like, please stay on mute because, yeah, you don't get to do that over here. But you can't even stay on mute long enough for me to get you the soft way. Dang, go away, pick me, go away. Because
Yeah,
you're
that
gonna be
was just
respectful over
wild. Like,
here.
I really don't like it when they get so aggressive with me. Cause it's like, I know you're not aggressive with your man at home when he tell you why you ain't made him them shrimp and grits. Go on and get your butt in there. I don't. So it's like you don't got nothing for him when he didn't come home after he didn't had a long day, exhausting day, and cheating on you. You silent when he come home, but when you come in my life, you want to get buck with me. You want to call me a miserable,
No.
bitter black woman. Like,
You know what it is? Because they respect male power and they want to practice being men on us. So they're the men. That's why when you hear them talking like that, not only is it not feminine, it's actually masculine because a man told you to speak like that and he took your voice. So that's masculine. You're actually to pretend like, I'm not violent. It's a very masculine thing to do. And it's really white tea women too. But let me not talk about that husband that she got over there. I'm on mute.
girl, I'm telling you, I bet you her husband a horror show. Just like Janine, just a girl husband, look like he need to be on somebody, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Wrong Turn, any type of horror movie character you can think of. That's where her husband probably belonged. Just like Janine, just a girl. I remember for the longest, the way Janine, just a girl, would come up here on this panel and talk about I'm married. I'm married. You black women wish that you could be married like me. You black women wish you could get a ring. You black women don't know nothing about serving your man. I know I was the first person that made an expose video of her and found her husband. And I remember the day that I decided to do it, because this was back before she blocked me. She had said, like, black women are the meanest and the nastiest evil women. And then she started saying all of this stuff about why black women are so mean and nasty, like she wasn't one. And I remember at that point, I said, I'm about to go look into this woman. I remember I found her Facebook page, and she had like some videos where she was also bashing black women. And this white man had made a comment underneath that video that she had posted on Facebook and said that black women were monkeys and that you have sex with monkeys, but you don't marry monkeys. And she didn't even respond to it, right? And so once I saw that, like, I just saw red. Like, I was so mad. So I was like, let me start digging in to see if I could find out who this lady husband is. And so I ended up doing a lot of digging and stuff and searching and stuff, and I found her husband. And when I went and saw that man, I promise every last bit of hair fell off the top of my head. I was bald for about 35 minutes. It was gone and then jumped back on the top of my head because I was flabbergasted. Boy, that man was short, badly built, had decay on his teeth, missing teeth, yellow teeth, and he talked like somebody dropped him on his head from the 30th floor of a hotel and then stomped on it. He was like, "Durf, durf, 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 durf." I could not even believe it. He was so unattractive. I was like, this yo man? I know this ain't the man that you been up here holding over black women head and talk about you single. You ain't got no man like me. I could have sworn that I was going to go over there and see Morris Chestnut, Denzel Washington in his prime, Trevante Rose, Keith Powers, whoever you think is fine. That's what I thought I was finna see. But I turned around and seen a midget man with decayed teeth and no hair on his head. I was flabbergasted. And the man couldn't even talk. And he was uneducated. And he was on this man posted on his Facebook page. He said, I want to know where the ladies at that got that wet. How in the world are you making a post asking about ladies having a wet when you got a whole wife that's a pick-me that say that all she do is be a doormat for you? That's all she said. Oh, I do everything for my man. I do everything. I remember she had this video where she said that she wore her hair out instead of getting braids on vacation because her man said that he wanted her to wear her natural hair. Then she has all these videos where she shows herself struggling with her hair frizzing up on vacation as her husband asking her, you ready to go yet? You doing all of this for this man and he online asking where the wet at? Oh my gosh. I was flabbergasted, and that's the reason why I made a couple videos about that lady on my YouTube, because I couldn't believe she had the audacity to talk about black women when she over there with a cartoon character that she getting penetrated by at night. You are getting penetrated by a man that I will cross the street to avoid looking at. Baby girl, do better. And that's what I mean. These pick-me's, honestly, they just, it's like, I don't even know what to say. They have no self-esteem, no standards, no nothing. I already know that any pick-me I talk to, I just be like, post your husband. Let me see what he look like. Because I know he ain't hitting on nothing. I just already know. Oh my goodness. Let me stop, y'all. Let me keep going. Let me go to Wakanda and then Gabrielle. Lord.
No, you lying. Because I've used to go to her lives, and some of her lives I've supported, and I agreed with some of the stuff she said. But don't tell me she's got an elf on the shelf. Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Yes. An ugly elf on the shelf.
She got an elf on the shelf. Yo, like, like, you left me speechless. One thing I will say is I'm going to speak to the last bit of the prompt, because I have been pushing and promoting I Rest My Cape pretty much the majority of this year, which is telling black women to avoid people, places, and things that do not uplift, protect, support, and encourage them. And I had to use Tuesday and yesterday to do a live to tell us off for reacting to the ginger angry leprechaun that came and shouted at that black woman talking about we need to be put in our place and she should take off her wig. A lot of us need to simply ignore these people. If we never speak of someone, if we never acknowledge someone, if we don't like their post, if we don't comment on it, they will not get any more platform. The algorithm will not send their videos. We breathe life into these, what can I call them, into these demons. One thing I will say is a lot of black women have been shattered from childhood, and I need us today, if you're listening and you're like, you vehemently disagree with what we're saying, I want you to say these words tonight. I want you to say, I call back my power from every place, from every space, from every being. I want you to say that I draw back my power. I am empowered. I am loved. I am beautiful. I am enough. I am loved by the Most High God. You need to affirm yourself, because a lot of the time, I used to be a pick-me. And one thing I can confirm is, do you remember that those Brillo pads that they used to use to scrub off the burnt things at the bottom of the pot? You know, the black thing. You will be used and scrubbed up like that raggedy Brillo pad, and all that will happen in the end is you will get discarded into the bin. Men respect women that respect themselves. A lot of you think respecting yourself and as a woman means speaking gently and covering up your body. There's so much ways you can respect yourself. It's by not being in certain spaces, by not even acknowledging and giving attention to certain people, places, and things. It's by honoring and defending your divine sovereignty. It's by not allowing your energy, whether it be your psychological energy where you're thinking for somebody, it's your emotional labor, whether that means not giving a listening ear or giving graces or comforting people that have exhibited bad behavior. It is financially not sponsoring and supporting nonsense. This is the ways in which you have self-respect. But a lot of you get caught up in the language and in the image. Respect starts from even how you carry yourself. There's been certain spaces where the chat is going, oh, sorry, is it finished? I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. Go ahead. Oh no, it's okay. Go ahead.
There's been certain spaces that I've been in where the chat started off nice, and because they started getting disrespectful and making underhanded comments, I simply left. I do not negotiate with errorists, okay? I'm not going to sit there going back and forth and round and round. A lot of us need to understand that a lot of people simply do not deserve our attention. Take off my slippers. I don't know why I wear my slippers. Bring them, I beg. Sorry. A lot of us need to understand that it's not every place that you need to be in. It's not every space that even needs your acknowledgement. I've got to the point now when certain men are telling me, oh, you look beautiful, I don't even acknowledge it. So I know I'm beautiful. And do you think that your comment is adding to my life? A lot of you think you owe thank yous and things. If you see some of the roaches that you allowed to talk to you in this app, in real life, you would be their district manager. In real life, you would be throwing a silver coin in their cup that they're holding out on the street. A lot of the time, you need to understand, I'm even talking about men that are wealthy. Because earlier this year, when I started I Rest My Cape, I told a story of a man that is very wealthy, has a nice car.
Okay.
The moment he disrespected me, he got locked off. Sorry, I'm triggered.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to say, guys, you know what Wakanda said about Janine Just a Girl, and how, you know, she followed her, or she was in a couple of her lives. I just wanted to say real quick that that's exactly how pick-me's get you, because what they will do is they will occasionally have some conversations that actually make sense, and then they will rope you in gradually with their insane rhetoric and thought process. Like, it's a very like, sometimes they'll be right out and out in your face with it, and then sometimes they won't, because it's another lady that be with her a lot. She's married. She calls herself like a Christian, I don't know, dating coach, advisor, some junk. She's like, I want to say her name is Britt or something, but I can't remember her name though. But I had to block her as well.
because she was just annoying. But she comes up there, she's been with Janine Just a Girl, and she goes in these spaces and talks really gently and softly and says, hey, I love my black women, and I want to teach my black women how to be a good wife and how to serve their husbands. And and she does a lot of that. And then she has a whole lot of other women that are married that go in there that all just really circle jerk each other about how superior they are because they have husbands, which is just ridiculous and ignorant. And I remember one of them sent me a message one time because I had got into it with one of them in the chat, and they told me, well, why don't you come over here with us because you're married too? And I was like, first of all, the married that y'all are is not the married that I am. And I don't believe in ever in my life putting anything that's happened in my life to make myself look like I'm better or above another black woman. That's disgusting. But anyway, all I'm saying is that, yes, those women, you got to watch out for those pick me women because they will try to rope you in with some things that they say that may have a level of truth to them. And then before you know it, it's like Attack of the pie people. Next thing you know, they didn't put you in that pie and it's taking over your body, and now you are a pick me. So you got to stay away from them places for real. But let me finish it out with Miss Gabrielle.
Hey, Trigger, thank you for letting me close it out. I think this is a great live, and just after the amount of pick-me's who came in here, I really do agree with. I think it was Zora, one of the other ladies on the panel, who said that a lot of them who do that are, trying to energy harvest. Like a lot of them are not treated well by the men that they're with, and so they want to like kind of, compensate for that by taking it out on women. And I also think I think it actually tracks that like a lot of the men that pick me women end up with are like, objectively not top tier, not physically attractive, not really doing well in life in general. I mean, that to me, that is the level that pick me's are on because like I said, the people that like people end up dating and marrying long term, it usually in most cases, people are ending up with people that are similar to them in some shape, form, or fashion. So I really do think that we're going to continue to see that like pick me women, women who go out their way to criticize feminism, women who are very male centered and male identified, they really are going to just keep ending up with these, objectively trashy men. And I do think that they, want to energy harvest, like they want to feel some semblance of power, but they don't, feel comfortable asserting power over men because they are male centered. So they think that men are better than women. And so that explains women like, who are, like coming in here and like criticizing BLK women. But yet she was like, on her TikTok, showing pictures of her chest and talking about, oh, I'm well taken care of, but yet she works in a strip club. Like those two things do not go together at all. But that is what I'm talking about when I say that like energy harvesting. And I think it is really great that you had like number 5 on here as a topic because I don't think that gets talked about enough. And I do think that, by us protecting our energy, we can avoid a lot of bad situations, whether it's with men or, pick me women or just like being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like in this day and age, it really, really is important to, protect your energy, just be mindful of like the people you're spending time with, the people that, you're dating or even being friends with. Like it really is just okay to like, if you get even an inkling of a bad feeling from like someone to just say, no, I'm not gonna, entertain this anymore. It truly is okay to do that. Like it's in this day and age with everything that's going on, you really do have to protect your energy. And I will land there for now.
No problem, no problem. I appreciate you, Gabrielle. I always love to hear what you have to say. I saw Monica sis in the box. If you did have something to say, I'll give you 3 minutes before I get out of here.
Please no. Monica,
Oh,
don't do it. Don't do it, Monica.
I'm gonna do it. Hi, I'm the pig. Yeah, this is my pick me voice. You like the pick me voice? Yes. Yes.
You are
How you
shouting. Can you
doing?
lower your tone? She's shouting.
How? Why are you laughing so loudly and harsh? Don't do that. Please don't.
I
Oh
told you
my
I wanted to end it out doing that. I was like, Every time I'm gonna get like this. Every time me comes up on here, I'm gonna sound just like that. What's going on? Why? Why are you acting like that? What's wrong? I'm married, and I'm married to a turd. He really looked like a turd, mixed with the worm alien from Men in Black. Yes, yes, yes. What you talking about? This is my pick-me voice. Okay, I'm just gonna end it with that.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. I think that Monica, she got I accidentally dropped. I'm sorry, I dropped you, Monica. I was trying to mute you. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I'm just saying Monica got the voice down completely, okay? Because that's exactly what happens. Like it's like, and it's sad because it's not even a exaggeration. That's what's sad about it. But anyway, I just wanted to say to all the black women that came today, and I like I said, I accidentally dropped Monica. I just wanted to say, I appreciate all of the ladies that came in the live today, and y'all gave y'all thoughts and perspective. Like y'all just don't understand like how in awe I am of black women daily, and I understand that we got the pick me's and things that we have to fight against, but honestly, I am so in awe of the black women that come into my space specifically. Like y'all be so raw, y'all be so intelligent, y'all be so insightful, y'all just be so like uplifting to me. Like it's just crazy. Like I really am in awe of you. You guys are funny, y'all are intelligent, y'all are grounded, y'all are emotionally intelligent, y'all are just a bomb.com. And I just like I'm just actually, I feel honored and amazed and blessed that you guys would even come to a space that I'm in and sit there and talk to me. Like I just feel so honored, like I really do. So I just wanted to say this to all of y'all. I love all of y'all deeply, deeply, deeply. And there are a lot of y'all that really rock out with me, that really come to my lives, that really talk to me, that really uplift me. And I just appreciate all of y'all. I just really want to say that. Thank y'all so, so very much. And I will always do my best to center y'all, to protect y'all, to not let nobody play in y'all faces and all of that. And I'm just glad that we can have discussions and debates and stuff like that as black women, as sisters. And then, you know, we can go back and get back at it and still love on each other at the end of the day. That's all I ever want, is just an honest space for us to have discussions about anything and everything. Like even if we don't agree, even if we have different life choices, even if we have different points and perspectives, just for all of us to be able to be ourselves authentically here. That's the only thing that I want for us. And and the other thing that I want for y'all is to be happy. My dog is over here sniffing my pants. I don't know why she tripping, but anyway, all I want is for all of us to be happy and to love on each other. That's it. And to not be taken advantage of by anybody. All right. And I'll see y'all later. And thanks so much, Simply Carmel. I know you come all the time, sis. All right. I'll see y'all later. I love y'all. And I'll be back maybe tomorrow or not, but I'll be back soon, y'all. Love y'all. Bye. Oh, and shoot. Thanks for the gift. I know PhD Kimmy was going crazy with the gifts. Thanks so much, sister. And thanks so much, everybody else that sent gifts as well. I appreciate y'all. All right, I'll see y'all later.